and this is your host, Twisted Teach, and we are back. Sorry we missed you last week. Had some sick individuals as well as some extremely tired individuals. So we called a break last week, and we are finally back for another session. On the last episode of the Dungans and the Durgans, the adventuring party managed to successfully work their way through the rest of the pyramid, solving the rest of the puzzles, only to discover that at the end of the puzzles, they had entered the room where the scarab piece was being held, where it was already claimed by another group of adventurers who had managed to open a portal and leave before the adventurers had even gotten a kind of clue as to what the hell was happening. They worked their way
Ish
through a
never
few
has a
more.
clue.
Yeah, right. Ish never has a clue. They worked their way through the rest of the puzzles that they had kind of put off till the end, and they have ended inside of a room full of a pit of glowing sand. When submerged, restoring them to full HP and restoring their spells to them. They had discovered a little bit of a aid too late in the dungeon. However, this is where we pick up. With several near-death experiences, I think the players will be a little heartened going forward into the game, knowing that they have survived several near-death experiences in the campaign so far. And we start with them after having submerged themselves within the glowing pit of sand. What would you guys like to do?
Were we not done here and about to leave?
That is true. You were.
We still have the guy chasing us.
Yeah,
the gargoyle.
gargoyle.
He is still moving throughout the pyramid chasing you.
We are thankfully rested up.
And full on spell slots.
Yeah.
Mm. I mean, we could just try and leave.
Yeah, I don't see like why we wouldn't.
Right.
We missed out on the scarab part.
We did, so going back to what was his name? Did I write it down? Sultan Ben Dumai.
Yep. Right.
Go back to him and explain how we were very close and how we should make our way to the next city to hopefully catch them before they get the third piece.
Makes sense. So, you guys begin making your way back up the long staircase leading back to the main entryway of the pyramid. You arrive to see Sindrel with several tomes open on the ground as he's taking notes and doing studying. And he looks up when you guys approach and goes, "Ah, I see that you have managed to complete the trial. I hope that everything went according to plan."
Nope.
No.
What do you mean?
Not.
There was another party. They beat us to the punch.
They beat us to the object we were supposed to collect before we can actually collect it.
Well, that is troubling. I wonder how they managed to get inside the trial.
Well,
Only champions of the chosen Sultan can get inside the trial, from what I've been able to decipher so far.
they used a portal, by the looks of it.
Yeah, portal.
Yeah, they escaped through a portal, so that may have some connection of how they got in.
It would make sense. Someone skilled in the ways of magics would be able to open portals.
Well, we had someone like that.
I can only teleport. Sadly, I cannot open a portal myself.
Portals. I want to think portals.
Well, what is your plan?
Turn to the Sultan and tell him we lost it.
I don't think he'll be too happy with that.
I don't either, but it's what did happen, so you should at least know to look out and be careful.
Ah, I don't think anyone will disturb me. They haven't sent any more guards, but I have sent word magically back to the city. Hopefully someone gets sent soon, but I'm gonna stay here and do a little bit of studying. Give me WoW content? I can't give you WoW content, not during my D&D stream. Can you hear everybody fine, though? Everyone speak up.
Speak. Speak, speak.
Everybody.
Hello.
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 Let's do this. Let's try
Max such my big swan.
Alright, well. Sindrell is going to look at you guys. Would you like a faster way to travel back to the city?
Thought you couldn't open portals.
No, but I can teleport you.
What's the difference?
I know, right?
Portals can
Big
be made permanent.
difference.
Teleporting can also go awry. I could end
say
up
permanent?
teleporting us to a completely different area by accident.
Okay, let's teleport then. That sounds safe.
Gotcha.
Well, it's better than nothing if it's a quick way to get there.
I mean, it's only like an hour's walk, but here. All of you over here.
You're gonna get motion sickness.
I would imagine so.
Gonna night crawl us? Wow.
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 Alright, well, tell me over the course of the stream if you can hear them all. Because the goal is to get them heard on stream. Because the stream says it's picking them up, but I don't know if it's
I would listen, but it'd be really annoying having to hear everything twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. So, Ish, are you gonna join them with the teleport?
Oh yeah.
Alright. So, he's going to ask you guys to grab a hold of him or somebody who is grabbing him.
Before I leave, I'm gonna tell Cinderella that there's a gargoyle following us.
Interesting.
Be careful.
And you didn't just
If you
destroy
stay
it.
here.
We don't know how.
Ah, I see. Well, I'll be careful for sure, but let's get you back to Terramai. And after saying that, making sure everyone is grabbed a hold, he's going to cast Teleport. And he's going to take you guys back to the Dilamai Hukaden.
Fall
You
to the
guys-
ceiling.
Now, you guys pop up around the center of the room. As a loud pop of air happens. And you all are standing inside the establishment.
It's a picture of the Archer mob scene, like, eardrums blow.
Pretty much. You just kind of like, there's nothing, and then there's people instantly.
I'm not people.
You're definitely people.
We're a person collective.
And Syndrill's going to be standing there and goes, ugh. That was a bit weird. Some leftover energy from their spell almost sent us spiraling to a different dimension. That would have sucked.
Venture.
Adventure!
Adventure.
Goes, well, I'm going to grab a couple other things, make sure that I've got some refreshments and some food and some camping supplies. I think I'm going to be spending quite a little bit of time at that pyramid. You guys should make your way to the Sultan's palace. I'm
Says you're a
sure-
bit low.
Says I'm a bit
Yes.
low?
Yeah.
I don't think I can get any louder than this, to be honest. It's just not possible. It's not possible.
Remember that thing you told me to?
Yeah, I
Remember
know.
that thing you told me to do? Speak louder,
Speak
that.
louder.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Hi. So, you people have been instructed that you should probably go back to the Sultan's palace. And report there, since that was your whole goal of going into the pyramid.
Why did you just bring us there instead of the fucking Kukaden?
This is the place I actually know. I've never been inside the Sultan's palace.
Fair enough.
And then again, I have business in the bazaar, so I'm gonna take my leave,
How many
adventurers.
nights have you spent here?
A couple. I've made quite a few rounds between these three cities back in my younger days, fighting in the Colosseums and studying at the temples, things like that.
You were a warrior?
No. But I did cast magic while inside the arenas. It's a little frowned upon, but bloodshed's all they care about.
Did you at least make magic look like a sword?
No.
Oh.
No need for that. Fireballs usually do the job.
A
I don't think that avocado was very good. That was so squishy. What the fuck?
That just sounds disgusting.
Yeah.
Avocado? Or squishy avocado?
So
Squishy avocado.
Syndrell's going to take his leave as he leaves out the front door and waves goodbye to you.
I guess to the Sultan to report what happened.
Yep. So, you guys take your leave of the Hugaden as I wait for the map to kind of, there we go, load.
Hydrate reminder.
I already did. Yep.
Yar.
Yar, one doubloon, as usual, Mac. Thank you. So, you guys make your way through the bazaar, which seems abnormally calm. The time before you had left this city, almost a day ago at this point, the city was basically going through a riot, and everything seems perfectly normal. People are going about their business as though nothing happened, and there seems to be no level of tension between the city guards and the citizens, which is a little strange, because you could previously feel tensions rising, as though something was about to boil over the top, which is what led to the riots before.
Yeah.
You guys make your way through the bazaar with no issues and across the bridge towards the Sultan's palace. When you arrive, the same guard who had seen you out of the palace is still standing there, as he's back on duty. You assume. He looks over at you and goes, "Ah, adventurers, you have returned so soon. Good news. The Sultan is awaiting you expectantly, and he wants to congratulate you."
Why?
Those...
I mean, of course, yes. Because we have the scarab.
Ah, no, you've already sent the scarab ahead.
It's because we got the scarab, yes.
Perfect. Well, he is gathering with his entourage to leave Terumai shortly. You should probably make your way post-haste to the Sultan's chambers.
To leave?
Yes.
I'd like to shrug at our party.
You must be tired if you are forgetting these details. Here, adventurers, please, come inside.
I don't like.
It's happening.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say to the party, I don't like what's going on here. Something is fishy.
So, when you walk inside, everything seems perfectly normal. People are going about their business. Several guards are basically doing their patrols. And a few of them are going to be like, "Har, the adventurers who've managed to accomplish..." Wow.
Yeah, that's all, folks.
That's all, folks. Yeah, conquer the dungeon. There we go. Conquer the trial. That's the word I was looking for. The adventurers who've conquered the trial have returned. Adventurers, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. Like. Okay.
It was a hard-fought challenge.
Hey,
Is he
so,
believing anything I'm saying?
yeah, they're just like excited to see adventurers come back who have accomplished something. They thought you were all gonna die.
Yes, we would never die.
Can
right? We would never die.
No, I mean, I don't have detect magic. I'd like to see if there's anything weird.
You can do an insight check.
Yeah. Yeah,
Give a
I'll
high
do
insight.
that. Insight. I have a 1.
I have a 2.
My character sheet is refusing to load. Hang on. Insight. I also have a 2.
We have one.
Oh. So I have the highest.
Well, I mean, we're shared, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I will let you guys roll insight if you want. A 20 on insight, yeah. You can tell something's extremely wrong. You can tell everyone's acting extremely strange, and they're not actually like they're seeing you, but they're kind of just looking past you with everything they say.
Can I cast detect magic?
Yes, you can. Are you gonna quick cast it, or are you gonna ritual cast? You can't ritual cast.
I don't
You
have
to-
ritual.
you just have
Quick.
to quick cast
Quick.
it. So yeah,
Real quick.
you spend a few moments doing the incantations, and immediately you are assailed by heavy illusion and enchantment magic throughout the entire palace.
We're not actually at the palace, are we?
No, you are.
Okay.
I'm gonna say to my party that everything's fake. Everything's fake.
Can't dispel illusion by putting an illusion over it, can I?
No, you cannot.
But you can see through an illusion if you make a high enough check, can't
Wisdom
you?
check. Yep.
Wisdom.
Yep. So Andariel's going to save.
Yeah. Is it a wisdom save or check?
It's a wisdom save.
Okay.
Ish is going to save.
No.
And Gameth is not going to save. So, both Andariel and Ish, the illusion starts to fade. Several of the guards still look normal, but a few guards posted here and there that you can see have changed regalia. They are now in half-plate armor with a strange insignia, which is very similar to the red fire-breathing knight you fought over in the other city. And they're kind of like looking in your direction, but they're not. You can't see any facial features, of course, because they've got their helms on.
But they're clearly indifferent.
They're paying attention to you, but they're kind of just indifferent. They're trying to keep up the guys, is what it seems like.
Can I suggest someone to break the illusion?
I mean, sure, if you want to cast suggestion.
I would personally wait and see about the king, Nathan. or
Yeah, the Sultan. Let's get to the Sultan and then see what's going on with him. See if he's safe.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys continue making your way in, and the same thing keeps happening. Several guards that pass you by, that aren't illusioned, continue to give you congratulations on completing the dungeon. You've done a good job, and they're cheering you on. You make your way to the council, the chamber room where the Sultan meets with people who have got concerns, usually. And you see a large retinue of illusioned individuals. A bunch of the red guards, kind of sprinkled in between regular guards, are all over this room. And the Sultan is basically sitting around a group of the adventurers that had managed to get out of the dungeon ahead of you. And he looks over. The Sultan goes, "Ah, yes, the adventurers that I have requested go into the trial have returned finally. I want to give you congratulations on completing the trial and returning to me this half of the scarab."
Is it a real half or is it a fake?
Yep, it's the real half. There's no illusion on it whatsoever. Ah, yes, and finally, I have been requested by my kin over in Alucard to make my way over there with the aid of these adventurers you've sent ahead. I'm surprised that you managed to hire out for help. Adventurers such as yourselves not doing all the dirty work, but I guess for adventurers as big and tall as you are, that makes sense.
Yes. We are
Yes.
the smartest and we know everything that's going on.
Well, I look forward to seeing you in Alu Call if you make your way over there for the last trial. But, I guess we've been summoned, and, we're inviting that traitor. Yes. The bastard. Jolik. How dare he kill his own father. But we will see him there when we have all the pieces. He was trying to get rid of our way of life, wasn't he, fellas? But now it is our turn.
We explained everything to you before we left, yes?
You did, and now we know for sure that Jolim are a bunch of traitors. That they were trying to take over everything and murder all of the other sultans so that they could get the scarab on their own.
So, is my detect magic still active?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that I'm detecting?
Enchantment magic all over this entire room.
Enchantment.
And can I try to cast message to the party?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
It is, yeah.
1 second. Go ahead and post, what level is,
It's a cantrip.
It's a cantrip?
Yeah.
There you go.
Gotcha.
You can only message one person.
So,
yeah.
You can tell that the same individual, the metal man, standing back there in the robes, as you're casting message, and you're doing the hand motions.
To do something else before that, because I just realized.
Yeah, no, you're good. What would you like to do?
Would it be liege? My liege? No.
Open.
Lord?
No.
No, because he's not my lord, but it's like I want to represent the...
Sir?
Sire, Sultan.
Sire?
Either of them are appropriate titles to refer to him as.
Yeah. My good Sultan, if you just allow me to quickly cast message, I do have a friend outside that I need to confer something with. If you just allow me to cast message here, it will only take a few seconds.
Yes, you've already done well. I am taking my leave right now, and you will have free reign of the castle if you want. There are a few places that are off limits, and my guards will of course keep you out of those areas, but you are free to stay here within the palace until I return, if you so please, or you may meet me in Alukal.
I also have another proposition, but I do need to get confirmation from my friend that is outside before you leave. Good Sultan.
I must apologize then, as I am in a rush and I was waiting for just your return. I am taking my leave at this moment.
Maybe I'll accompany you to make sure you get there safe.
Sadly, the spell has already been configured, says the metal man in the back. I will be unable to bring you.
What do you mean? Spell?
What spell are you going to be casting? A teleportation spell?
A little more complicated than that. An actual short-range teleport between here and Alokar. One that has already had the runes inscribed, as you can see, and he points out to several runes inscribed in the center of the room.
Can I go up to it?
I mean, yeah, you can go up to the runes.
Can I, like, are they just written on the ground?
Nope, they're carved into the stone.
And
it looks like these have been here for quite a while.
Did we notice them when we were last here, or?
Nope. No, you did not see him at all when you were last here. And it seems kind of weird, because you would have noticed something so blatantly obvious.
Yeah. Fuck, I don't have any way to break a...
Can I sneakily try to scratch out some of the runes?
Yeah, you can attempt to scratch out some of the runes, but they're like the stones are pretty hard, and it would take quite a bit of damage to ruin one of the runes.
Mr. Adamantine Blade, maybe?
Maybe. I'll have to stealthily go over there and attack it.
Well, the Sultan's going to speak up. Well, adventurers, I have hired you, and I said you could keep anything that you found within the trial as part of your payment, and I hope you managed to get exactly what you were looking for in there.
Yes.
Thankfully.
Well, that is good to hear. I look forward to speaking with you again, and I would like to hire your help when we turn our attention towards Jolum.
Does it look like he's under some sort of suggestion spell?
It doesn't outwardly look like anything. His demeanor has changed completely.
Yeah, he's less abrasive.
Oh, I'm gonna ask him, if he is taking our gift with him.
Yes, now that I have gotten that traitor to no longer have my prized relic, I will be taking it with me, so that I may cut him down myself. I may be out of practice, but I will give it my best shot.
Any spells that you can like kind of cast without people noticing, like Charm Person or Suggestion?
If any of them require verbal components, it's going to be hard to make it past the several spellcasters that are in the room. Same with somatic, any kind of movement. Most spellcasters are pretty keen on noticing when another spellcaster is casting spells, and they're not outrightly hostile towards you, but you can tell that every single one of them are on edge, and there are quite a few.
Weapons and everything?
No, they're not on weapons, but they're more than capable of drawing them with a short span of time. They're capable adventurers.
Wait, they're adventurers or guards?
Adventurers. The same people you saw inside the pyramid, they're here, standing here with the Sultan.
Hmm.
So yeah, the portal user's even there too.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the...
Yeah, because Charm Person has a verbal and a, what does that stand for again?
Somatic? S?
Somatic, yeah.
It's the hand motion?
Yep.
Hand
Somatic's hand motions. Or any kind of movement or motion or whatsoever.
Suggestion is VMM.
Like a wave, like Wingardium Leviosa is a flick of the wand. That's a somatic component.
Guardian Leviosa.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Just tell me that.
Somatic
Nope.
material?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to
material.
use-
You need to...
What kind of illusion are you wanting to do?
No, I accidentally.
Oh,
Fat
yeah,
fingered
you
that one.
accidentally fat fingered it. All good. Well, adventurers, we are going to be taking our leave now. Says the captain of the adventuring party around the Sultan. And
Can I go up to them?
you can, but as you begin to move, the Warforged finishes the spell, casting, and a portal opens up in the middle of the room. And he goes, "Everybody who's coming with us, please step into the portals. Adventurers, I'm sorry, but I don't have room to take you. It will consume the spell. If
I sprint through it.
Can I step through?
You can. However, within about 5 feet, you hit an invisible force. And you are stopped before the halfway point of the room.
Can I cast Counterspell as he finishes the portal?
Yeah, go ahead and cast Counterspell. I'm going to need you to roll a DC. I'm going to need you to make a DC check. So roll a D20. An ability check using your spellcasting ability. So your charisma base. So make a charisma check. Not a charisma save, but a charisma check.
Yeah, so just roll Charisma.
Yep, roll charisma for me. You do not counter the spell. You can tell that whatever energy you're using to power the portal, you don't have quite enough strength to push into your counterspell to counter the spell. And you can tell that the invisible force that your friends just walked into is a phantasmal wall. It's a wall of force. And you can hear, you can even see through this invisible wall, but it is a wall made of pure energy that stops things from passing to the other side, and it doesn't take damage.
So I was already at the ruins.
Yeah, so you're at the ruins on your side of the room. And it takes up a huge portion of this room. Just on the other side of the portal or the wall is the portal center. And you can see a couple guards walking into it. And the adventuring party goes, "Well, there was no need to try it." We already told you can't come with, and we took preparations just in case. The Sultan goes, yes, I didn't expect them to try to rush it, though.
We just want to make sure that you arrive safely.
Well, adventurers, I already told you. The individuals that you hired are quite thorough in their preparations, and I'm expected at the Alucard, so I hope to see you there.
We didn't hire them.
Your Sultan, if you would may I ask this adventuring party what our group's name is?
Sure, by all means. As he walks towards the portal. Answer any questions your, I don't know the term when adventurer hires another adventurer. You take care of your financial dealings, and I will see you in Alucard. And he walks through the portal. The other adventurers begin to walk through, except for the captain and the mage. And they're like, well, technically we're requested to answer to the Sultan, so I guess we'll answer any questions you have. And it's the lady up front.
Who are you?
Doing?
We've been hired by the Sultan of Alucard to ensure that the Sultan makes it there for their arranged meeting.
Not an assassination? Damn.
No.
Probably an assassination later.
No, there's no need to assassinate him. He's already working with the Carl. Now, the only person who needs to be dealt with is the Sultan of Jolam, that prince who got away. Well, of course, thanks to you, adventurers. We weren't expecting you to actually show up here so soon, so we had to take drastic measures and fight our way inside the pyramid, of course. A couple lives lost is no matter, especially when we're getting paid as much as we are. Any other questions?
Did you put a spell on the Sultan?
A spell or two. We didn't, of course. That was the call. He had to undo whatever brainwashing you'd managed to do. We don't know all the details, nor do we care. His subjugators are the ones that truly did all the work here. All of the friendly individuals who met us at the gate.
How much are you getting paid?
More than we assume that you have, if that's what you're getting at.
No, I just want to know.
I think we're doing adventuring wrong.
A few thousand gold, plus a couple other things on the side. And some property when he rules all 3 of the cities.
And you think he's gonna, actually give it to you?
Well, then again, we could just kill him if he doesn't.
Or he could kill you.
Nah, I don't think so, but enough of the trifle details. We look forward to seeing you in Alucard if you decide to come. And the captain walks through the portal, and the Warforged individual standing there is just kind of look at you, kind of like stoically, and he just kind of shrugs and walks through the portal.
Is it Airbus?
When the last individual walks through the portal closes, the runes stop glowing, the magic disappears, and so does the wall. At the same time, all of the enchantments wear off of all of the individuals in the room, and they look around like super confused, and then it kind of dawns on them that magic was cast on them as they begin to freak out.
What do the
kind of freak out?
The
subjugators still here?
Nope.
Yeah.
They, the subjugators that were in the room have all left. There are a few other subjugators still within the Sultan's palace, but none in the room.
They're hostile looking at us.
Well,
okay.
No, they're more concerned as to what just happened and why their Sultan is gone.
Maybe if we tell them their Sultan's been kidnapped.
I was just about to say, we have to let them know, and I guess let Lady Dilamai know that she may have to take over for a little bit while we go to try to solve this.
Would it be a persuasion or a performance to tell all these guys that their Sultan's been kidnapped in a different city?
Persuasion.
I mean, yeah. My persuasion's a 7, so yeah,
Right.
you're good.
So, a lot of them are going to freak out, and one individual, who appears to be captain of their guard, walks up, and he shouts, "Silence! All of you! Adventurers, what have you done?"
We have done nothing. The Sultan of Alukhal has sent other party of adventurers to take your Sultan to Alukhal to deal with him, I guess, and make sure he is always on the Alukhal side instead of thinking for himself.
Huh. Well, I don't know what happens. All I know is that somebody had powerful magic. I wasn't quite myself for the last day. Everything's so muddled.
Yes, that was the other adventurers. They
Yeah.
cast something. Lots of something.
Believe it was the other adventurers, and
They said they were hired by
Associates.
you when they showed up.
They were not.
We have money.
We are broke.
I
they use
believe
that
you,
as an
but
in.
it's just... Oh, my head hurts. And within a few moments, a lot of the guards begin to drop to the ground. Unconscious.
So they're like not dead.
No. He collapses down to one knee and he looks up at you and he goes, "Get the Sultan back for Terumai." And he drops to the ground.
Here I was hoping for a personal army.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah,
Forrest
that
would
be
never
nice.
give that to us.
Can I then cast message to Sindrel?
Yeah.
Sindrel, how quick can you get us to Alukhal?
Why?
The Sultan has basically been kidnapped and brainwashed into thinking that Alukhal from...
So actually, you can't speak with him. You're not 120 feet within him. So actually, just belay my last there. You have to be within
shit.
120 feet of the creature. Sup, John? Welcome to the D&D.
So do we know Cinderell's where?
He's over in
was
the
there.
bazaar.
Yeah.
Bizarre. Maybe if we go back there and talk to him in person.
Yeah, but all on our way there, I'm gonna keep trying to cast message because
Yeah.
If he starts to leave before us, we're fucked. So we don't know how far away.
Either way,
we're
we know
doing.
exactly where Sindrel's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fair, but that's an hour away.
No, the bazaar isn't an hour away from the
bazaar
castle.
isn't,
But
but
the pyramid is.
pyramid is.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we need to rush over there and hope he can help us to teleport there to get there quickly.
Alright, so you guys begin taking your leave from the palace room, and as you begin making your way through the palace, you notice that several of the other guards are also unconscious on the ground, and you do not see any of the subjugators whatsoever. None of the red armored individuals. You look at where you'd seen them posted before, but they're gone.
Yeah, those ran out.
It's kind of the general gist that you're feeling. They're no longer here.
None of them are collapsed on the ground.
No.
Because they were not under a spell for over a day.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe when they realized or the other guards started to realize what was happening, they booked it.
I think they were there to deal with our violent tendencies.
I believe so, in case anything did get violent.
Alright, so...
We have violent tendencies?
No.
No.
How many villages have we murdered?
None.
0?
No.
Ah, yes. 0.
Of course, perfect. So,
yes.
You guys make your way out the front door of the palace, and it's been left open. Outside, several guards are also passed out around the area. And you can see as you begin making your way to the bridge the guards posted on this side of the bridge are also dropped unconscious. It seems as though the magic has whatever has done this to these individuals is managed to reach even outside the palace. And you can see pure hysteria within the city. There's a bunch of individuals on the ground, and all of the individuals that are still like awake are like freaking out. People are yelling, shouting, and screaming. You can hear some crying in the distance, and none of the guards are conscious.
Okay, so should we try to tell everybody to go back to their homes and remain indoors?
I think they'll listen, but yeah.
By order of the Sultan.
Yeah.
The Sultan has been kidnapped. No,
Actually,
they
is that persuasion or performance?
to what? Convince people to go back to their homes?
By order of the Sultan.
It's persuasion. Plus deception.
Plus deception.
What's deception?
Yep.
How do I do
do
that?
deception if you do persuasion.
I mean, I have a 7 and a 10.
You would just do deception at that point. I'd just say deception.
Okay, so
Oh, damn it.
a 2.
No, nobody's listening to you. They're pretty much freaking out. I would say like a majority, about 75% of all the people inside the city have just all dropped at once.
Okay, let's just go continue on our way then.
Fuck them.
All right, yep.
And if I tried, it would be the same thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Deception, yeah.
I'm only gonna
See,
let you
this
guys do
whole-
one check.
This whole thing could have been avoided if I actually leveled once more in the Bard,
Right? How dare you?
because I would have had counter charm.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so
Yeah.
you guys make your way into the bazaar, and a good majority of the people in the bazaar are unconscious. Some of them in the middle of haggling, some of them in the middle of like eating food, and they just dropped unconscious. And you can see there's a few people moving about, really shadily. But there is one individual who's kind of just like standing at the entrance of the bazaar, and he's just like flipping through a tome. Cinderella's just standing there, and he's just flipping through the tome, and he looks up and goes, "I don't even want to know."
Sultan's been kidnapped.
Yeah, the Sultan has been taken to Alucall, and we believe there was
Really?
a adventuring party
Oh, okay.
and associates of Alucall that casted a magic spell on the whole city to sneak in.
And it wasn't us.
And surprisingly, it was not us. We believe it is the same adventurers we found in the tomb, as they had teleported away through a portal instead of a teleportation circle.
I see.
It's a dimension door they're using.
No, dimension
it's not
door is only
dimension
like
door.
400 feet.
I see. This is disturbing enough as it is, but it's powerful magic to be able to put an entire city to sleep. I can only imagine what kind of a spellcaster could have done this, and I highly doubt it's the same one that managed to open the portal. And he continues to flip through his tome.
They said that it was the Alakang guy that put some suggestions on people, specifically the Sultan.
I wonder how long they had people here posted within the city. Of course, the Thieves Guild is going haywire. They're robbing anyone they can while they're unconscious.
Yes, this is gonna be quite a mess.
Well, it is not something you should disturb yourselves with. I'm going to try to see if I can't find a spell within my tomes that I have to counteract these effects. And I'm probably going to be spending quite a bit of time here trying to ensure that there is no loss of life.
How far is Alucall from here?
It's about 2 days by horseback. And that's if you decide to move quickly.
There's no way to teleport ourselves through some of your magic?
No, sadly I burnt my magic trying to get you here from the pyramid. I thought it
I
was
mean,
a
we
bit weird that you said that adventure has been inside the pyramid before you, and I assumed you needed to be back as soon as possible. I used what power I could to get us back here, but I've got no more strength until tomorrow.
How far is Jolum from here?
Jolum?
Mhm.
About the same distance. 2 days on fast horseback. 3, almost 4 if you decide to take your time.
Could we send a message to Jolum from here?
I think they're trying to start a civil war.
Yes. We need to warn them.
Yes, I can see about sending some word back to Jolum. Is there any specific message you'd like to send back to them?
They have the Sultan, and they will be coming for them.
Ominous, but okay.
Interesting.
I mean, just let them know that the Sultan has been
Kidnapped, yes, and that
charmed.
Allah Khan had said, or that the adventurers had said that they will be rallying against Jolum. And they believe they're trying to spread the rumors still that he killed his father for the sultanship.
I see. Well, this looks like a time for a couple of gifts that I've stored away for you.
Yes, presents.
He pulls out a bag, and he opens the bag, and he pulls out a few potions for you guys, as he just begins to pull potion after potion out of the bag. Potions of Etherealness. Here you go, 1 for each of you. I didn't know when you might need it, but I think you're going to need it now. And here's a couple potions of healing for each of you. I'd done a little work and a little bit of haggling myself, and I'd managed to procure these for you.
2?
2 potions of healing for each of you.
And 1 potion of ethereal?
Yep, 1 potion of Etherealness. And he pulls out a scroll, and he goes, I was hoping to save this for a more trialsome period, but here. Use this only in emergencies. This is a very powerful scroll, and I don't recommend opening it now.
Know what it is?
You'll see when you open it. Just use it for emergencies only.
Oh, Casper's getting it.
Yeah, me or you, Nathan.
I'll take it, I suppose.
Would your character use it not in a critical situation?
Why
That's
not?
the other thing.
He needs stuff for in critical situations. He has enough tricks up his sleeves these days.
Okay, so, and he's going to look at each of you, and he goes, I'm going to be sending word back, of course, and I'm going to figure out if the girls are all right. I'll look for
Right, our children.
I'll look for Nodor here and figure out what he's up to. I wonder if he's been put to sleep like we have, or if he's okay. And then, of course...
Did you leave Clue in?
Huh?
Which city did we leave Clue in?
You left Clue over in Jolum with the girls.
Okay.
Yeah, he's over there studying. And I'm sorry to hear that, John. Hopefully, you enjoy some D&D today. Just kind of relax. All right. So, Sindrell, before, continuing to dive back into his book, goes, and if you're looking for a quick way to Alucon, the only place I can suggest getting one that would still be awake and able to do any transactions would be the Thieves Guild here. Looks like they've managed to avoid whatever effects have taken this city.
Maybe because they mind their own business.
The Thieves Guild minding their own business.
Or at least they're not obvious about it.
True. Yeah. Is there anything else you need from me, adventurers? If not, then I'm going to attempt to fix this as best as I can, of course.
I don't think so.
What we need the what would you think we need the ethereal for?
Emergency. You never know when you need to phase in and out of existence.
I mean, you're right.
Think of it as a emergency.
Okay then.
Well, adventurers, I bid you well, and I will attempt to catch up and aid you the best I can, but of course, this takes precedence, I assume.
Looted?
Hmm?
Said don't get looted.
Don't get looted.
I
Well, I
think
will do
he's
my
fine.
best. And he's going to basically look into his tome as he begins walking around, and he flips a couple people over, he checks pulses, and then he casts a few other spells to kind of just get a general gist of the area as he just begins to walk through the city as he takes his leave.
So we're riding our horses to Alukai?
Alukal?
Alukal? My memory's terrible, sorry.
I mean, probably, but he did say Thieves Guild might be able to help, and we do have someone that seems to go and disappear from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
And
And you're a thief.
What about it?
Do you know people in the Thieves Guild that might be able to help?
with getting us there sooner? No.
Did you want to go see if someone could help? Just nothing, okay.
Hmm. No.
Guess you're going horseback.
So I guess over to Lady Dillamai's and to get our horses, because that's where they are, right?
Yes.
I was about to say, not you two, Forrest.
Yes.
Don't just.
Yes, you can go over to Dillamai, and
I asked, is that where our horses are?
Yes, that's where your horses
Okay.
are. Yeah, they haven't taken them anywhere.
Okay.
Our
We
horses
can
have
try
been
to find out if Thieves Guild can do something before we leave, though.
I don't say the Evil Thieves Guild will be able to or care.
Or they do it for free.
Maybe I can
No.
persuade them. They won't do it for free, though. I know that.
I have a nice bit of gold that I can maybe offer up.
Right.
Well,
so
let's
what is
find
your
out.
guys' plans? Are you guys going to the Thieves Guild or are you going to Dillamai?
Ready the horses at Dillamai.
Yeah, the horses are
Ready
at
the horse.
Dillamai, and the Thieves Guild is where you guys are close to it at the moment.
Mm-hmm. I think he wants us to go to the Thieves Guild.
I guess, do we follow Zap to the Thieves Guild, or is he
If
just gonna...
we're going to go, I'm going to go alone.
Well, then you
They
talk
don't
to
know
the Thieves
y'all.
Guild, maybe?
Yes, I'll
Yeah.
go.
And the rest of us go to the Hookah
Who could then get the horses ready?
Horses
Yeah.
and some meth.
So, Zep, you head over to the Thieves Guild. It doesn't take you very long, especially since there's nobody to block your path. You kind of just beeline straight for the Red Mist Alley, and you make your way through it with no issues. And there's nobody standing guard, like there usually is. There's usually a beggar who kind of sits inside the alleyway asking for money, but he's not even here. You make your way through the enchantments into the private center of the Thieves Guild area. And you can see quite a few people here. And you can see one individual, a tall guy with really heavy armor on and a bunch of scars over a bald head, and he's like missing an eye, and he looks over and goes, more for the pickin'.
And then you get stabbed.
Interesting term. I'm trying to speak with someone that can get us some quick transportation.
You're looking for quick transportation? What do you mean?
Portals, potentially.
He points you in the direction. I'm surprised you're not getting in on the business, but you do you. And he points you towards the individual who is sitting over in the corner, and he's a scraggly old man with a really long white beard, and he goes, "Yes."
I'm looking for someone that can get us to a different city. Do you have the ability to do that?
I might have a way or two. How fast do you want to get there?
As soon as possible. Sooner the better.
I might have a way. Do you have the coin, however?
How much would it cost?
Let me see. It's gonna
Don't
cost
just go
you.
into my fucking character sheet and see how much I have.
I can do it for about 3,000 gold.
3,000 gold. Okay.
Yep. And it'll take you directly from here instantly to wherever you want to go.
What's the cheapest alternative? How long will it take?
I can hire you a wagon.
Still. What other options outside of the portal do you have?
Horses, if you need them.
3,000 gold. Okay. I'm going to see if he's trying to give me a screwed up number.
Mm-hmm.
What would that be?
Insight.
Insight?
Yep.
Gotcha.
No, he's not trying to screw you over. Actually, considering the fact that you're asking for a way to teleport, he's actually being extremely generous with his price.
Jang. Okay, so 3,000. Got you. Thank you very much, sir. I will come back. I need to address this with my backers.
Just platinum to gold.
Well, hopefully your buyers decide to move quickly. Who knows who wants to get out of the city?
I'm sure there's plenty of people that would like to get out of this hellhole. Step out.
Okay, so you catch up to your party at the Dilamai Hookaden. And you guys are going to arrive first. When you arrive, you can see several of the guards are still conscious outside of the Hookaden. And they're going to see you guys approach and be like, "Adventurers, you have returned. We're assuming this is your fault, but then again, it might not be."
Not.
It's not.
Yeah, surprisingly, we also got tricked.
Well, regardless, Lady Dilamai would like to see you.
My wife?
Hmm?
He kind of like, what? And you're just like, huh? What? He's just gonna like squint at you and be like, "Okay then. Well, get inside. Head out to the estate in the back. That is where she is.
Phrasing.
Out in the back. Come on in. Get in here. Do it." So they're gonna usher you inside, and a few people seeing that a place is open and that you guys are entering, they begin to like screech as they run over, and the guards step in front and be like, "Nobody is allowed inside at this moment. You're going to have to leave or we will use force." And people are like, "Please let us off the streets." You guys enter, and you can see quite a retinue of individuals here. Several guardsmen of the Dilamai household are here, and there are a few other wealthy individuals that are kind of like unconscious in the hookah den, laying on the soft cushions and stuff like that. And there's a few private guards sitting around as well, as they look really concerned towards the people who were just let in, who look like people who are going to rob them. And they kind of like
Your money.
They kind of like reach for the weapons, but a couple of the guards go, "Don't. They're adventurers hired personally by Lady Dilla. You can trust them. For now."
I'm gonna smile as creepily as I can towards them.
Yep, they're gonna be like, "You're requested out back. Your friend the dwarf is also out there."
Ham, right quick.
That's very
How does a
good.
kobold smile?
They kind of just like pull back their like non-lip.
Like a snarl almost.
Yeah, it's like a snarl, just like all teeth.
Yeah, it's just all teeth.
All teeth.
Okay. Good.
So it was probably very terrifying for them.
Yep. So you guys make your way through the kitchen out the back door, towards the back estate, and you can see quite a few other individuals and no doors sitting there going, "Aye, adventurers, you're back. Perfect
Aye.
timing. Everyone in the city is asleep, and I don't know why."
Magic.
Technically, neither do we.
Aye.
Well, we know magic. Just don't know what kind of magic.
Well, is there anything I need to be hitting with my hammer? And he pulls out his blacksmithing hammer and he looks around like with a crazed look.
Just ore for now.
Are you okay?
I'm a bit on edge. I was doing some personal work for a noble here for his son, and he just passed out, falling onto my anvil. I almost smashed the poor man.
Oh no.
Now, mind you, of course, the blade was still being made, so it wasn't sharp or anything, but
Still hot.
yeah, he got a burn on his face, and also he cracked open his head.
Yeah, anything else?
His horse freaked out, nearly trampled him.
Hmm.
It's been one disaster after another.
Has anyone looked at him, or?
Aye, yes. The slave you brought back apparently has a little bit of hands in the first aid department. He managed to bandage him up and put a salve on his face. But he's going to have a permanent scar there. Nice little, like, triangle on the face.
Bill's character.
I think he's not going to be too happy.
Bill's character. Noble, he looks
Gone
like
when he wakes up.
Yeah.
Lady Dilamai already said I was going to be protected from that if he decides to get angry. It's not my fault he fell asleep and fell on my anvil.
Why was he so close to the anvil anyways?
He was sitting there wanting to watch the whole process.
Reminds me of a noble we know.
Noble's in like the blacksmithing for some reason.
They just like to make sure that they're getting what they pay for. And of course, when a dwarf comes to town who's better than every single smith inside your city, yeah, you want to see how it's done.
I have personal reasons.
I have personal reasons. Calm down, guys.
Ah.
Lady Dilamai is inside, if you're looking for her.
Yes, I think we should talk to her before we take our leave.
Where are we going?
Alukal.
Why Alukal? I thought that was the place that everybody was trying to stay away from. They, sent killers.
Yes, apparently, except since our Sultan just got kidnapped by them.
I'm gonna have you repeat that. Did you just say Sultan was kidnapped by another Sultan?
Yes.
You
That's
humans are crazy.
Humans.
Humans.
Humans. None of us are humans.
Looks at the whole
Jocelyn,
party of
what the fuck's a
non-humans.
human?
Yeah, looks at a party full of non-humans and goes, "You humans are just crazy. You non-dwarves are just crazy.
There you go.
You non-dwarves."
So I guess step inside.
Yeah, so
Speak to Lady Dilamai.
yeah, you step inside with no issues. A couple of the guards are gonna be like, "Is it true? The Sultan has been kidnapped?" And they're not kind of like talking to you. They're just kind of like absently speaking. And as you enter, Lady Dilla is there, and she's just kind of sitting there patiently as she's writing a couple documents, and she looks up and goes, "Of course, perfect timing. I see you're back from the trial."
Not as quick as we would like to be, but we are back.
I see. And I'm sure you've been asked this question already. Is this your fault?
No.
No.
Why does everyone think it's us?
Not
We're
directly.
that bad.
I think it's you because the trials are said to be tests, and if you had failed and the magic had somehow caused this, I don't know. I don't know magic.
No, it was another adventuring party, I believe, hired by the Sultan of Alukal to take on the trials. They had beaten us to it and had a quicker way back than we had, and
Then have you seen the Sultan?
Kidnapped.
yes and no. We
Wait.
believe the Sultan.
Did you just say he was kidnapped?
Yes.
Yes.
Part of a different city.
They
He was
cast a
put
spell
under
on
a
him.
charm. He was put
Yeah.
under a charm, and the adventurers hired by the Alucal Sultan had a quicker way to get to Alucal, and the Sultan of Taromai believes the Alucal Sultan is correct in all ways.
I see. Well, this is disturbing as it is, but so far I've gotten reports that almost every single noble in the city have been put to sleep. I don't know how I managed to avoid it, but I have. And I've managed to get a few of my guards who are still awake to calm the hell down and go and get them. As you can see, a few nobles are already within my establishment, and we're going to attempt to keep them out of the hands of thieves.
Is it only nobles that got put to sleep?
No. Several of my guards have reported that other individuals throughout the city have been put to sleep. Commoners, slaves, beggars, anybody.
All the guards in the castle.
Yes, and the city guards are all asleep as well, even the ones at the gate.
Yeah. We believe with the adventuring party there were some few high-level mages that were able to cast a spell which we do not know of.
Well, I'm trying to deal with a few things myself. Sindrell is here. That mage that said that he was part of your party.
Yes, he's already taken a look at what kind of spell was cast and seeing if he can reverse the spell, but...
Well, hopefully he can get it figured out. What are your plans, adventurers?
We plan to go to Alucal to see if we cannot take on that trial, or hopefully get the Sultan of Taromai to wake up out of this charm.
I see. Well, I can only wish you luck. Your horses are still here if you plan on going on horseback. And I can't help you with anything else, as all my resources are being poured into ensuring that my clientele stay alive, and the city stays protected. If what you said is true, and Alucal's behind this, I can only assume that everybody's been put to sleep for an attack or a coup. These trials are a troublesome thing. There are, of course, only rumors that the commoners know, and even I, as a noble, know very little about the trials. All I know is what has been told, and that these trials are supposed to determine the true successors of the Tri-Cities.
Yeah, that's all we truly know as well.
Well, hopefully we can get this figured out, and that you're on the right side of things. Hopefully nothing happens, but I can't expect you to stay. If the Sultan's been kidnapped and Alucal's behind all of it, I'm sure you would like to go and do something about that. Though I don't know what reason you'd have personally, other than the kindness of your heart. But you've already shown that you are decent individuals, saving my daughter and all. So, you have my support if you need it, what little I can give.
Well, we just need to wait for our other friend to show up after he gathered some information, then we will be on our way.
Aye, well, feel free to relax. I will have refreshments brought when I have the opportunity to find a cook who is still awake. Or my guards.
I'm just like open mouth staring her down at this point.
Like fucking what? How?
Like fucking like kind of hunched over, mouth open, just direct eye contact, not blinking, like drooling.
Yeah, she's gonna think you're an absolute freak. That's fine. Okay. So you guys take your relaxation there, and it's not long before Zap. You show up at the establishment as well. The guards do the same thing. They register that you're still awake, that you're here. Your friends have already been ushered inside, and Lady Dilamai has requested to speak with you when you have arrived. You could see a
Okay.
couple of people, like, bruised and battered, and a couple of them on the ground being like, ugh.
Look like y'all had a hell of a time.
Yes, we've had a couple people trying to storm the place, as it's one of the only places that they can get off the streets that are still protected. A few individuals refused to listen, and we had to use force, of course. But you're free to come in. And they usher you inside. You arrive inside, and you can see a bunch of guards inside, and some nobles, unconscious, with a few of their guards who are still conscious, spread out about the area. You make your way through, out the back, to the alleyway, and you can see Nodor there just kind of like packing up his blacksmithing supplies, and he looks up and goes, "Aye, Zap, I was wondering where you were."
Just doing some errands for the party.
Aye, of course. Well, I've made an extra one. He reaches inside of the back of the cart where he stores all of his stuff, and he pulls out a second one of the pincer staves.
Yay.
Another weapon that you could practice with, just in case one breaks.
Joy. Thank you.
Of course. The rest of your party is inside.
I'm sure they're not going to enjoy what I have to say.
Depends on what you found. Good luck, Zap. You enter,
Thank you.
to a fairly quiet, other than, Andario standing there and still drooling like an idiot.
Slap
The rest-
him a few times, like in the back of the head, while waiting for Zap to see what he does.
Yeah, nothing. He just stands there and fucking doesn't even register that he's being punched in the back of the head, pretty much.
Okay.
However, the rest of the place is pretty quiet, and Lady Dilamai looks up and goes, "And that makes 4. Where were you off to?"
I'm talking with some helpful individuals.
I see. Well, hopefully you found what you were looking for.
I did. It's expensive, though.
As are most things these days.
After looking around at the guards, I can imagine.
Yes, troublesome news has been brought to my attention today, and I don't know what I'll be able to do. I am part of the Mai family, and it will be my job to ensure the city still stands when this is all over. It just depends on what I'm able to do to mitigate it.
So, Zap, what did you find?
So, they're asking for about 3,000 gold to get us to the city. Via portal.
Oh.
Wipe the drool away.
3,000? What was that?
Well, never said it was going to be cheap.
No.
What's the conversions to D&D gold again?
What is the D&D conversions of gold? It's 10 copper per silver, 10 silver per gold, and then 10 gold per platinum piece.
10 silver per gold?
Yep. So every gold is worth 10 silver.
And every 10 silver is worth 1 gold?
Yes.
Cool. And platinum's worth how much?
10 gold.
Gold.
Okay.
Other than the portal, they offered us horses and a wagon.
We already have that. I mean, I can tell you right now, in total, I can muster up 2,570 gold.
I've got like 200.
Let me do the math. Calculator.
He's like pulling out, and he's just like, "I've got like 6,000 gold."
I'm surprised he didn't lose it all when he died.
Platinum's how much again? Sorry, 10?
10 gold, yeah.
Yeah.
He uses the 10-10-10-10 scale.
I had 2,400.
So, we can split the cost. 1,500 each.
That's not cutting my silver and copper too.
How much platinum do you have?
47.
Where do you get that much platinum?
I mean, I have 48.
Where did you guys get the platinum?
One of
We
our
have a-
loot, I'm pretty sure it was the quack.
No.
I've also only been buying arrows and potions.
Hmm.
I've really not been buying much.
Well, I've
Buy some
got
more
500 to put towards the cause.
Yeah, I can. I mean, me and Nathan could probably easily split it.
I don't have to use all my money, just in case I need my money.
Yeah, put up 1,500. You'd put up 1,500.
I helped Ish get the cloak.
Yeah, you guys. Yeah. Also, you recently got the cloak. That's where all your money went to, Ish.
Ah, yes. That's right.
That is correct. You did not buy a magical cloak. Well, Lady Dilemma is going to stand and be like, I did offer my assistance, and the coffers allow me to spend about 500 gold towards your cause if you were looking for extra money.
That
Extra
would
money
help
would
us
always help.
greatly.
Yeah, that would help us greatly.
Good.
I
She
go back to
reaches
Sarah.
behind her, she removes the painting off the wall, pretty cliche, and turns the safe behind it, and she opens it up. And she pulls out a couple of bars of gold and goes, this is about 500.
Just raw, unrefined.
Yep, raw, unrefined, like gold bars. I mean, it's refined gold, of course, but it's like
Yeah,
non-minted.
just gold bars like
Just
there.
solid, like, chunks of gold. She pulls out ore. She goes, you're going to have to smelt it, but here you go.
I mean, we have a dwarf, that's fine.
No door.
No, but yeah,
Would
she
I've
pulls out a
been-
couple of gold bars, about that big, about that tall.
With my perception, would I have been able to see the save combination?
Yes, you would have made out the safe combination very easily.
Excellent.
If we ever return.
If you ever return, that is true.
I'm sure there's some people that would like to know it.
That is true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we can sell that information for the teleporter instead.
Or just pay for the teleporter. Because if Zap throws up 500, her 500, and just 1,000 from each of us, instead of 1,500 from each of us, that's 3,000.
So, she's going to drop it on the table. She's going to close her safe, spin the locking mechanism, and then she puts the painting back and goes, hopefully this will be more... some help for you. I can't do any more than that, sadly.
That is more than enough to help.
Perfect. Well, adventurers, I wish you the best of luck, and hopefully you can do what you are setting out to do. The only request I have is bring my cousin back, alive and well.
I was about to ask, dead or alive?
Dead or alive. I want him dead. I want to rule. She doesn't want to.
I can do is 2 to 3.
That's too much for her. She doesn't want to rule. She's fine, getting people laid. It's pretty much the
Getting laid.
Getting laid. That's the general gist of what she
people
wants.
laid.
Yeah, I like how we said if we come back. I'm definitely coming back here. I don't know what you guys talk about.
Yeah, he's just like, hey, this is my new favorite place in the whole goddamn world. What are you talking about, maybe? So, what would you guys like to do?
I guess. Follow Zap for teleporter. You get the money.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you guys grab the money, the bar's off the table, and you guys begin making your way back to the bazaar. As you are passing, Sindrell's walking back with a couple of individuals tailing behind, and he goes, I figured I'd run into you one more time before you managed to get out of the city. Have you found how you're going to get to Alucal?
Maybe.
I think Zap may have found a teleport.
I see.
Where
Well, a couple of enchantments later, and I decided to figure out if you were going to need it, and you're probably going to. And he pulls out one of the devices that he's given you before. I don't know if you still have one. I think I gave you 2 when we were in the forest, but just in case, I've made another.
I think I still have mine.
I see. Well, just in case.
Yeah, apparently I still have mine.
I don't have mine.
One of you guys used one, and you were only given 2 in the forest. So
Same me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
But he's going to give you a second now.
Yeah.
Just in case. He didn't actually remember if he'd given you one or not, and he's going to be like, it's attuned to do the same thing. If you find an area that it should be placed in, it'll start to glow. I don't know if it's been any of the trials so far, but I have a feeling that everything's kind of reaching a climax for this area, and you are at the centerpiece of it, so let's see if I'm right or not.
Yeah.
Well,
So.
I've managed to cure a couple of individuals here in the city that are skilled in magic, and they're going to be helping me, hopefully, deal with the rest of the citizens here. I'm going to be conducting a few rituals over in the hookah den, and if you need me, that is where I'll be.
I don't think we'll be here.
Rituals,
Longer.
he says.
Ah,
We
yes,
know.
of course. He's getting laid. No. So,
Cinderella, of course he is.
of course he is.
He fucking knows everybody.
Swimming in that poutine.
Wow. The fucking gravy fries. Get out of here.
No! That's poutine, you fuck!
Yeah. Poutine. Poutine.
So, you guys make your way over to the Red Mist Alley following Zap. And you enter with no issues. Of course, the same guy, half-plate armor, scarred all over a bald head, missing an eye. But there's a lot less people here inside of the den. And he looks over and goes, now he's just bringing more people. You're lucky we like you.
Oh, you like us?
Not you.
That's so sweet.
Oh.
Your little friend here.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
What can I say? I have a likable face.
I wouldn't say that. You have a punchable face as a goblin.
Eh,
What are you back
at
here
least
for?
I'm
And why are you bringing outsiders?
trying to get out of here. The individual I spoke with has a exit for us.
Aye. Well, conduct your business and be gone with you.
It's the goal. At least I get to see your ugly mug before I get to leave.
You'll see a lot more of it, maybe. And he just points
Fingers
you in the
crossed.
direction. He's still over there for now.
Head on over.
You guys approach this wizened man, and he looks up and goes, your benefactors?
Mm-hmm.
I see. And, do you agree upon the price?
I do.
You have a spellcaster, I assume.
Point to the elemental kind of individual.
Good, because you're going to need it. He reaches inside of his drawers, and he pulls out a parchment that's sealed with a really fancy, like, wax seal. And he goes, the money first.
Yeah, cough up the 1,000 from me.
I'll put mine.
Off of mine.
Alright, so
Yeah.
Zap 500, 1,000 from the other two, and you get 500 from Dylan Mai. He goes, paying in gold bars and coins. That's new. Alright, well, here you go. Here is the spell that'll get you there, as long as you know where you're going. Any other details you have to pay extra for. Do you know how this magic works?
Hope
No.
he's not speaking to me.
This is
Unfortunately, I do not.
We'll have to talk to Cinderella. Hopefully he does.
You'll have to know the location you want to go, and you'll have to envision it in your mind. The more comfortable you are with the place you're going, the better the spell.
It's like the Murloc place.
Ah, yes, the Murloc place. Teleport back underneath the ocean. Fuck!
Hey guys, remember the one time we were underneath the ocean? Ah, yes, me too. Oh no.
Anything else I can help you with?
Thank you.
Your business is always appreciated. Though you didn't need to bring your friends if you were just here to pick up the scroll.
Never know. They're stingy with their money. They don't trust me to hold everything. I can't imagine why.
Yeah, understandable. Never like sticky fingers in all of the honeypots. Well, good luck, friend.
Is this conversation really happening inside the Thieves Guild?
Yep. Yeah, they don't have any issues with that.
No, I understand the irony.
Yep. Yeah. Sticky fingers. Yeah, thief.
You damn dirty thief.
Yeah, damn dirty thief. So what would you guys like to do?
We want, say, Sindrel to cast this, as he may be more familiar, or should I just go?
You can just go.
Hopefully, I think we should probably talk to Cinderella before we head out. But
Ish.
Okay.
Right. Well, you guys make your way through the out of the thieves' den, through the bazaar, and back to the hookah den. And you can see Sindrel has managed to take over one of the booths with a few of these guys, as they have now a bunch of parchments out and about, and there's a bunch of vials on the table. And a few of them are mixing some chemicals, and Sindrel looks up and goes, I was expecting you to have already been gone, adventurers. You can see I'm a bit busy, but you need something?
we received the scroll, however, we're not too familiar with the magic about it. Would you be able to assist?
Well, I can describe how best to use the magic. I, kind of preoccupied, but if you were wanting to go somewhere, it is best to be familiar with where you're going. The spell can send you directly there with a pretty high chance of success if you are pretty comfortable. If you're not comfortable, pretty high. It's never perfect. Magic it rarely is. I would say never, but rarely is perfect.
It's usually really good 1 in 20 times.
Yeah. But if you're not comfortable with your destination and all you have is a description to go off of, a couple mishaps could occur.
That's what I'm worried about, but
Not a scared. We'll be fine.
No. Yeah, might as well try it.
Okay.
Famous last words till we get teleported to hell.
I mean, yeah, there is the 9 hells. I was about to say, if it's the plane of fire.
Yeah, this is where Forrest stacks all the derailment.
Yeah. Derail! So, Sindrel's gonna go, well, I assume you've never seen a picture, and he begins to reach inside of his robes, and he pulls out a tome, and he flips it open, and he goes, no, this isn't it, puts it back, and he reaches inside, and he's just kind of like rummaging through stuff, and he pulls out another book, and he goes, this is what I was needing. And he opens it up, and he begins to flip through the pages, and he pulls out a pretty well detailed drawing of what appears to be a large like a temple with large columns, and it has an open floor plan from what you can see, and be like, this is one of the temples within the city of Alucard. I had only been once, and I'd only managed to get this drawing. A little bit of inspiration hit, but this might help you kind of aim your spell.
Okay.
And feel free to take the book. It might help.
I guess I'll take the book and...
Okay.
Do it look like I read?
Yeah.
Okay, so You're going to begin casting the spell after reviewing the image that he has put before you?
Very thoroughly.
Okay, you're going to look at it very thoroughly. It's
Should
still...
we pack our gear?
Yeah, so that's up to you guys to do. What would you like to do before you do any of this?
Well, I figured we had all our gear on us.
You did when you went to the pyramid, so I'd assume you guys still have all your things on you.
Okay, perfect.
So for teleport, you have viewed it once. I'm going to go ahead and have you roll a D100. On a 1 through 43, a mishap will occur. On a 44 through 53, you will be teleported to a similar area. On a 54 through 73, you will be off target. And on a 74 through 100, you'll be on target.
I like these odds.
Damn. No chance at all in hell of you missing your target. You go, I seen it once, we're going. So, with no issues whatsoever, you begin to read the incantation from the paper, and as its energy begins to build in the center of the room, Sindrell kind of looks up, nods his head at the pronunciations of the spell's name and the description. It's kind of like the Harry Potter scene where if you mispronounce just a little bit, it'll send you off of your destination. But you've got it pretty well from just looking at that one image, and you understand generally where you want to be. And after all of your party members have grasped arms in that tight little circle, you've got a explosion of air, and you are standing underneath the bright, hot sun in front of the temple within the city of Alucall. Let me put you...
The temple?
Yep, because that's where you guys were being sent. So...
wait, okay, so if we just do the temple without ever going to the city, we can...
It's not the trial. It's a temple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Calm down. You're not being sent to...
Come on.
No.
Trial.
You're not being sent to the trial. Sindrell's never seen the trial.
I could have tried. It would have been a fucking bad time.
Alright. So, yeah, you guys pop up into existence with a loud clap of air right outside this very large temple. And you can see quite a few individuals. All of them look like heavily robed. Their faces are all completely covered. And they look like priests. They're wearing bright colors with regalia of religious symbols. And they look really concerned at first, but they kind of just shake their head and mutter to themselves and walk off. And
fucking wizards.
Fucking wizards. Damn it. And then one of the priests is going to leave the temple you can see nearby, and he's going to hail you guys as he begins to approach.
Oh. Yes?
You know the rules.
And so do
I.
You're not supposed to be casting magic around the temple. You are disturbing the perfect balance of things. He walks up and he pulls back the heavy shawl that he's got on. A really dark-skinned individual with even darker tattoos basically cover his head. And his eyes are like a bright, goldish white. All one color. And he looks at you guys and goes, "What's the purpose of you coming here?"
I am your new god. I have just spawned in this temple.
No.
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 You dare speak blasphemy here. You, explain yourselves now before I decide to get the guards involved and you tossed in jail.
We were just leaving.
Yeah. We were looking to come to this city to do some trade, and since we had never been here, we had found a picture, and I guess my magic went a little haywire and brought us to the temple instead of outside of the city.
Fine. Make a persuasion check.
Fuck. Well, I'd have to roll a 3 there.
He looks and goes, If you do it again, now that you know you're here, I will get the authorities involved. The laws are pretty strict, but you're new here, and I guess I must forgive your sins once.
Thank you very much.
May the shining light follow your path. He pulls the shawl back over his head, and he returns to the temple.
Look at the party, so... Find an inn?
I mean, as is tradition.
Try to get some information from an inn?
All right. So, using Zap's keen intuition with the city, it's not long before you find an inn. Just some unnamed, unmarked inn, just seeming in the back alley of some place. As a lot of the inns are packed full of people that you tried to. And this is the only one that seems to be opened. And it's a bit shady, but it opens up to a very comfortable atmosphere. The sounds of a fucking lute is played in the background with a pan flute being played right next to it. And what are you rolling for? BRB bathroom. Aight. Anybody need to use a bathroom break? You can right now. Use the restroom while you can. I'm going to go ahead and do a ad break for a minute. So y'all take your bathroom break, and we will be right back.
Oh, that means I get to change over laundry. Laundry after.
Sorry about all the loud banging. I had to get
Don't
my
believe
chair
you.
situated because my chair is
Here.
broken. I got a new chair on the way, but I had to move it around because like 3 of the wheels are off out of the 5.
Again, you should put just something to even when the wheels out.
No, it's just easier to drag around. It's about even now that 3 of the wheels are off. So,
Heck.
is everyone back?
Billy's down changing over laundry, and then I need to change over my laundry.
Well, I'll let you guys do that real quick before we continue. Anybody in chat have any questions? We'll do a questionnaire since we're just kind of waiting for a little break right here.
Yeah, why you a bitch?
Why am I a bitch? My name is Bitch, and I'm a bitch because I'm a bitch. So,
Huh.
Yeah, come on, you could have made that a lot better. You could have said, like, it all happened 4 years ago when Forrest developed a personality.
But everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
Fire Nation always attacks.
Leo's back. Oh, in his room. Finish this, and then I will change our laundry.
Aight. Where's Gus?
I don't think Gus is back yet.
No, I'm here.
Oh,
Yeah, you here? Cool.
Y'all back?
I'm back. I'm waiting for Nathan to go switch over to laundry,
I'm going now.
and then we will continue. All my loyal followers, each and every one of you.
Oh, wait. So I fully expected that.
Nah, you got a high roll.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Yeah,
No issues.
full on expected that to go badly.
Yeah.
A pirate's life for me.
Thank you for the 3 months of subbing with your Prime sub, Bailey.
Got you.
Yeah, boy.
Oh.
I got to return to a normal streaming schedule. I'm need to actually get on my schedule that I've got written up. I need to finish writing it up as well. I'm just fucking bah.
Yeah.
I fucked up my sleep schedule again. That's fun.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm up at like 1 o'clock in the morning right now.
Oof. That's
So-
why I've seen you getting on like 3 or 4 hour time.
Yep.
Like, that usually you're up when I'm up.
Yeah.
Which is weird, because, I mean, no, I get up 10, so that's... What's the time difference between me and you?
About 4.5 hours.
10, 11... Yeah, 6, 7.
Aight, you back? Everybody's here?
Yep.
Mhm.
Nathan?
Yep.
Aight, so, you guys have entered with the sound of a lute and a pan flute playing, and a vaguely recognizable individual behind the counter. The scarred
What?
individual that you saw in the Thieves Guild at the other city. A strikingly similar appearance of this guy. He's not nearly as scarred, but he is bald, and he is missing the opposite eye. And he sits behind the counter and he looks up and goes, "Nah, more people showing up. Find a seat. Enjoy. Relax. If you have any questions, I'm sure you're here for information."
Yeah, where do babies come from?
That I can't answer. Never had one myself.
Hmm.
I'm sure that's the reason he can't answer.
I guess sit down, order a drink.
He walks up and drops off this really like muddy water alcohol thing. All we've got, sorry.
What is it?
Local brew. That's all
Beer?
you need to know.
Wine?
It's
Any
an
good?
ale.
That's good enough
Tastes
for me.
like piss, but it'll get you drunk if that's what you're looking for.
I down it. Does it taste like piss?
Yeah.
Roll Constitution. No.
No, there's no Constitution saving throw needed. It's not very strong at all. It's just kind of like mildly alcoholic, and he's just like, meh.
No, I know, but if it tastes like actual piss, I'd probably have to roll Constitution for drinking actual piss.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Coors Light or
Ken?
mostly Canadian. We'll go with that.
Has there anything strange happened in the city recently?
City's been pretty eventful since the strange area appeared within the center of the city. They're calling it the Trial of the Sultan or some other thing, but it's been locked until yesterday, I think. No. Yes. Yes, yesterday. It's only been a day. City's been hectic. All the alcohol's been requested by the Sultan for a huge party.
Hmm.
You like Sultan?
He's a decent man. Keeps the city going, the Colosseum full. The business is flowing into the city. Keeps the inns full, too.
Would he ever think of starting the coup? Or an assassination?
He looks at you concerned. I don't... Maybe.
You ever been to the other two cities?
Family. But I've never been myself.
Did your parents like rip out one of your eyes and your brother the other one or something?
He looks at you and goes, so you met the damn bastard. Nah. He decided to, ignore the family business and got into a fight when we were kids. Knife fight. And you can see the results.
Hmm.
You guys lose the opposite eye at the same time. That's just impressive.
Yes. The priest could have restored it, but it made him look badass. Made his friends think he was so cool. And I didn't have the gold. So no eye for me.
They say an eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind. Aha, 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 can I have another beer?
He refills your fucking stein and he drops it back off. Nobody ever comes here unless they're looking for information. So, what are you really here for?
We're looking to take on the trial.
Ew.
Ew.
That's funny. The Sultan already has a group of elite mercenaries that he has planned to escort him into the trial tomorrow.
He's gonna do it himself?
Oh, yeah, of course. That's what the trial of the Sultan is for.
How is the Sultan skill-wise?
Never seen him fight myself. When he was a young lad, I guess he'd spent some time in the Colosseum, but nobody remembers those days. He's not an old man, but he's not a young man anymore.
He's a rusty man, is what I'm hearing.
Probably. Then again, that's why he hired a group of elite mercenaries, is the rumor. In case he can't do it himself, they're there to help him, or do it for him, nobles. The Sultan's not a bad man. He keeps the place running, the law's fair, and slaves aren't too expensive.
How guarded is this trial?
Not at all. Apparently you can only enter with the Sultan's permission, bloodkin and all that. Several people have tried, only to be barred. And, a few people have been strung out about the outside of the temple.
Oh?
Yeah, a few individuals who got caught trying to enter, couldn't, then they were crucified. A couple of slaves looking for glory, I think, but nothing that really matters. Nothing other than street rats and beggars.
People trying to obtain the status of Sultan for themselves.
I think it's the wealth rumor to be buried within the trial.
So I can probably get us in out of context.
Yeah, I was like, I think we can technically get in because we are still doing the trial on behalf of another sultan. Because of Jolam's sultan, we're doing this. He said to go to the other trials and get things.
Are you speaking out loud to each other?
No, it's like out of context.
Gotcha.
Out of character.
Gotcha.
I mean, obviously, it's for a different Sultan, so it wouldn't count for this town.
I mean, why wouldn't it? The other party got in. The other party got
I
in.
like that thought process.
I mean, I was just gonna sneak him regardless. I don't care.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
can get in regardless. We just have to force our way in. Or sneak our way in. Whatever's
Either
more
way,
efficient.
yeah. And if all else fails, come back here for a night's rest and sneak in after the Sultan. Try and solve the puzzles before him tomorrow morning. If we can't get in this evening.
I mean,
If we could get a half a day in front of him, it would be.
Let's go discuss
Yeah.
this. Can we get a room?
No rooms. Just drinks. If you're looking for a night to stay, this isn't an actual inn. It's more tavern.
why does it say in out front?
Actually, I don't have any sign out front.
I'm gonna run out really quickly and write in on the door.
Scribble like with your sword into the wood and be like, "Yep, it says in."
As in.
No, this is on.
Is there an inn with
Oh,
rooms nearby?
I don't know. I think we've had a lot of company in from other places recently, and a lot of the inns are full. You may be hard pressed to find a place.
Hmm.
Might as well go look now.
I mean, we can split up and look around.
That too.
Is there a
Split up,
port?
look around for an inn.
Yeah. Or just somewhere
And
to
then
sleep. That's
meet
not
up
necessarily being in.
Yeah, we might also not need it if we're going to be in the trial. Out of character, out of character.
Just looks at him and goes, "We won't need a place to sleep if we're in the trial."
In the trial.
Looking directly at the innkeeper going, "Yeah, I said it."
Yeah, you heard me. But, I mean, we can pay this man and go and try to figure stuff out on the street in a quieter area.
Yeah. Is there a port? I assume yes, because there's one on the map.
Yes.
That was to you.
I know. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a port.
A portmanteau. But yeah, I guess pay our dues and leave.
Okay. It's just silver per drink.
So
2 silver.
I'll put a gold on the table for him and leave.
Thank you for your patronage. If you need anything else, you know where to find me.
Thank you for the information.
Yes, of course. Adventurers always need information. I pay to get that information just for you. Thank you for your patronage.
That was a terrible sales pitch. You're supposed to say with more oomph.
Nope, he don't care. He's just sitting there. He cleans off the counter and then he just kind of like with a dirty rag empty like dries out the inside of the stein and places it upside down on the counter.
That's why it tastes like piss.
It's one of those places. They don't really care about the quality. Yeah, you're obviously there for information and not a drink.
Yeah.
Maybe I want both, huh?
Should have went to another place then.
Yeah. Should have went somewhere else.
That's why I'm gonna go split up and look around now.
Alright. Where are you gonna go?
Towards the water.
Towards the water? What about the rest of the party?
What are we doing? Sorry.
Gotta pay attention, love. You just finished talking to the barkeep here at this inn. Or tavern, actually.
I'm gonna carve in on his door.
Gotcha. And then it seems that Ondariel is going to be going towards the water and the port itself. What would the rest of you like to do?
I told you I'm carving in on his door.
Yep, you're carving in on his door. He's kind of just gonna look at you, and he's just gonna kind of shrug.
I'm gonna carve it in undercommon.
Undercover. Okay, he won't even be able to read it. He's just gonna say gibberish on his door, and he's just gonna be like, "I."
He's gonna get a weird influx of goblins and kobolds just showing
Yep.
up.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, "Hey, we saw the note at the door. It says in. Can we stay?"
Damn lizard. Can I go and take a look at see if anyone's trying to attempt to get into the trial right now?
Yeah, you can head over towards the trial. What about you, Zep?
I'm gonna go help our mage.
And Ish.
I'm done carving in. I will go look at the trial as well, I guess.
We're gonna do Andariel first since he's heading over to the water. And it's also closer to the location where you guys are at, because you guys were up over in this area. So with Zap's help, the rest of you are going to be getting here to the inner wall, of the city. And you realize that in order to get to the trial, which is in the center of the city, there's only one entrance. 2 entrances, technically, because this one's an entrance and this one's an entrance over here. And it's pretty heavily guarded. But, Andariel, you make your way over to the port.
Yep.
And you can see a long stretch of the city with a bunch of, blockades, pretty much up. Stockades, not blockades, stockades. And a bunch of, people in cages along the outskirts of the water. And you can see a bunch of large ships. And a bunch of smaller ships as well. And a lot of cargo being...
Or just cargo ships?
Cargo ships. And a lot of cargo being brought on and off, and a bunch of warehouses at the edge of the water.
Uh-huh. Catch. Let me ponder for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Forrest? What's down there? Is that another entrance?
And that is also another entrance down there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you're right. Didn't even see.
So
that
does
one.
does it seem like travelers are getting unloaded off, or is it just slaves?
It's boxes, crates full of stuff and chests and barrels, and then slaves as well are being brought off the ship and then being put on the ship.
But no one coming in from out of the towns to.
No, there's no travel barges here. There's
okay.
Yeah, they're not. They don't do transport. They do goods primarily.
So anyone around to ask what's all this stuff for, or is it just city trade?
It's just city trade. Yeah, you could tell it's a bunch of imports and exports going out. I mean, there's not a lot to export other than slaves from a city like this. They don't really grow anything because this is the area, instead of it being like the savannah kind of area, this is actual desert. For the most part. And you can see in the distance the peaks of mountains. So you're really at the base of a fucking desert, really.
Is the peaks mountain in the town or outside around?
It's outside. You can see it on the horizon. Those mountains aren't close. But yeah, there's not a lot of trade. There's not a lot of export out of a city like this, other than slaves. It's all import.
Import.
Yep.
Go to them for a second. I'll think.
So the rest of you, with the aid of Zap, make your way through the interior of the city, and you come across a walled intersection of the city. Through a little bit of hearing and kind of just listening into the crowds as you pass by, the Sultan's palace is within the inner district, as well as a special order of clerics, and a special library. And also the trial has risen out of the ground in the inner area. When you get to one of the gates, you notice that it is heavily guarded, and each and every person that passes through has a bunch of paperwork that has to be reviewed before they're let into the center of the city.
Would we be able to see the paperwork, or do we just have to guess?
You're gonna have to guess. You're not gonna be able to get close enough without being questioned by the guards. There's not a lot of people approach these areas. There's a few like carts that are being brought in with like barrels and crates, and then there's a few slaves that are marched in with chains and shackles and stuff. And it's not a lot of traffic going through.
Okay. Fuck. Can we go to another entrance?
Yep.
Is it the same kind of thing?
Yep. There's not a lot of traffic going in any of the entrances. Maybe about 1 an hour, if you guys want to wait that long.
What's in the area besides the temple thing? Trial?
There's the trial, there are 2 temples, and then there's the palace. So trial...
What are the temples for?
One of them's the sect of clerics that belongs to the Sultan, the subjugators that you guys have experienced. The other is a library of sorts with a different order of clerics that maintain that one. And then there's the palace. So
what if we pretend to be palace slaves?
I don't think that will work.
Or clerics?
Maybe we can pretend to be new clerics, but we'd have to get clothes that really look like the clerics. That might be harder than...
So the people that are going in, what do they look like? Are they dressed specifically, like in outfits? Uniforms?
No uniforms.
Are they human?
There's a lot of humans passing through. All of the people who are giving the paperwork are all humans. A lot of the slaves some are different races. You see a couple elves, a dwarf or 2 here and there, watching the different entrances. You also see a couple other races.
Is there anybody coming out?
No, nobody's coming out. It's all traffic in.
How tall are these walls?
They're over 100 feet tall. So, what?
Can I climb them?
Yeah. They're not perfectly smooth stone, so you could climb them, yeah.
Can I climb them and remain stealthed?
No. Not in the middle of the day, of course.
So,
Maybe wait for nighttime and climb them? Oh, is that an actual break in the wall there?
No. That's
Okay.
just flavor for the map, I guess.
What's this thing?
That is the trial. This
And that's the palace.
And that's the palace, yes.
like, yeah, that I can't really think of anything to try to do to get in there right now.
Why is there nobody coming out?
It's a great question.
Do the people entering look like slaves?
Okay, so there's a bunch of merchants that are bringing goods into the palace. So there's a bunch of people taking carts full of a bunch of supplies, what appears to be supplies, into the center area. Then there are people taking slaves into the center area. And then there are a couple of other nobles that enter the center area. And that's about all of the traffic that goes in. Occasionally, you'll see a retinue of guards also go in. But there's not a lot of just normal traffic going into the center of the city. It's like super regulated. Like you don't go into the center of the city unless you have a reason to go to the center of the city. You don't talk to the Sultan unless the Sultan wants to speak with you, kind of like situation.
Yeah.
I think I know what I'm gonna do. So so there's a bunch of people unloading shipping, right? And taking it into the center?
Yeah.
Taking it through.
I mean, no, it's more like they're taking it off the boats and they're putting it in the warehouses, and then there are occasionally individuals that'll have already had like carts being stacked with certain goods, and then they start leaving to go to different parts of the city. Some might go to the different merchants that live without the city that do the trade themselves for certain goods that they have bought, and some of them go directly to the palace keep. and that's their own personal stock. Food, wine, luxury items, and shit like that.
So can I try and grab a cart and take it into the center?
Yeah, sure.
Can I disguise myself to look like a dock worker? Like a warehouse worker, sorry.
Sure. So you disguise yourself to look like a warehouse worker, and go ahead and do
Performance?
no, it's not performance. You're gonna have to find one that you're gonna be able to take without, being noticed. So roll me a wisdom check as you begin to make your way throughout the dock area to try to find one that you can take.
Saving throw or just check?
A check. Yeah. Okay. While they're doing the hours of kind of surveillance on the gates of the cities as they're making their way around, you finally manage to find yourself on the edge of a warehouse, a really shoddy place. But you've overheard a little bit of conversation about this is a shipment of salted meats and things specifically for the gathering tonight of the Sultan and the Sultan's guests. And this wagon
Shipment?
is going specifically there. Yeah.
Okay, yep.
So you're just going to get on the wagon and go?
I'm gonna help push it and make it look like I'm actually working.
All right. So you're going to actually help load it and stuff like that?
Yeah, just blend right in.
Yeah. So you make yourself look like a dock worker through your illusion spell. Go ahead and burn your spell slot. And you begin to aid the workers. They're going to be like, didn't know we were getting extra hands today, but it's always welcome. New around here, I see.
I've worked on many docks before.
Whatever, as long as you got a strong back and a strong arm, that's all we can ask for.
Yeah, it's all the ale I've been drinking. I
didn't know ale did that, but I'll start drinking more if it's really that effective. And they're just basically lifting it. And then it's about an hour, almost 2 hours before they finish, getting the specific crates that they want and the barrels and stuff they want on the cart. And then one of the main dock workers walks up and goes, "Hi, head over to the manager, get your pay, and I'll see you back here tomorrow."
What about this cart? Where are we delivering this? When are we delivering this?
I'm delivering this right now. You're done.
Oh, okay.
And he's gonna hop on after hitching the horses to it, and he's going to begin going.
What's the pay guy?
The manager.
No,
what?
How far away was the pay guy?
Oh, not very far. He's basically the head honcho of this area here, and he's managing where each of you are going. Basically, the hour you've been working, he basically grabs you and a couple other people and goes, "Hey, you grab this crate, go over there. You grab this barrel, put it up there." Shit like that.
And it's a cart?
Yeah, so it's an open cart, or it's a wagon, actually.
Can I climb underneath?
Go ahead and do a stealth roll.
I mean, I can do one better.
You're gonna cast invisibility?
Yeah, I could just.
I cast invisibility and go ahead and make a strength or dexterity. I'm gonna do strength because you're gonna have to hold on to the bottom of this wagon here and find a way. Are you just gonna hop on the back because that would probably be more effective with an invisibility spell?
Yeah, if I would just go invisible, I could just hop on the back, can't I? Yeah.
Yeah. So you just get invisible and you just climb into the back of the wagon and you just sit down and enjoy the ride through the city. When you disappear, you kind of just find yourself in an area away from the view of people, and you cast your invisibility so that nobody sees you do that. The one person you were working with, primarily, who greeted you when you showed up and gave a hand, he's just kind of like, "Where'd the new guy go?" And he looks around confused and he goes, "I guess I'll take his pay."
Damn, I knew I should have claimed the pay first.
You wouldn't have had time. You would have had to go over, get your pay, do the paperwork, make sure that you were directed where you're going to go tomorrow. And then the cart would have already left, so.
Yeah, all right.
Guy gets your pay. You gave the dude an extra paycheck for the day.
Fine.
Oh no, how bad of you to do that.
I wanted my extra 3 gold.
So,
oh no, I'll fucking pay you the 3 gold then.
It wasn't gold you were going to get paid.
It was a copper.
You were gonna get paid maybe a silver or two for your business for the day. You don't get paid a lot. Adventurers are the only ones walking around with fucking filth money. They're just like,
It's not
ooh. They're like,
filth.
look at me. I got the dollar bills. So the cart goes from this part of the district over here all the way to this entrance. Takes a good almost hour to make its way through the city as the day is starting to wind down. Ish, you're making a stealth check?
Didn't mean to press that, sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. So, Andario, while you're on your way to the city, or the interior of the city, the rest of you are sitting out kind of patrolling and keeping an eye on the gates. Is there anything else you guys would like to do?
Oh, actually, there is something. Is there anywhere along this wall that's an area that's like the bottom of these walls are not like in the open? Like, is there anywhere that's like cubbied away?
I would say the closest bet you'd have is a lot of the buildings on the north side of the port are pressed up against this interior wall here.
Yeah.
And that would be your best bet to try to find a place sheltered away.
Okay. Are any of these
any-
buildings like empty, like abandoned, or?
No. The city's, all of the city's buildings, especially close to the interior of the city, are all well managed and like occupied. You'd be better off finding empty buildings on like the outskirts of the city, and especially further away from the port, because the port is the livelihood of everything. I would say the Colosseum is a central hub and the port's a central hub, and this is where all of the nobles and stuff have their like exquisite houses and stuff. There's not a lot of places.
Like over there?
Yeah,
maybe?
so here would be a good place where there's empty shit. Here would be a good place where there's empty shit, and then of course by the temples and out here would be.
So I'm gonna go to one of the empty shits.
Okay, so are you gonna bring your party members with you?
Yeah, if they want to come.
Sure, but along the way, is there any cracks within the walls?
No.
Or are they fairly maintained?
They're not like super well maintained, but there's like no cracks, there's no holes. There's some like jagged like bricks that stick out a little ways, as it wasn't like perfectly flat when they constructed it. So it can be scaled if you just try to climb it without any climbing gear, but it's still not the best way to do it.
Yeah.
So, Zep, are you following them? Are you going to help them try to find a place to kind of like empty that's being used or not used by
I'm gonna
anybody?
follow.
Okay. So you guys head away from the center wall to the outside wall through one of the poorer districts of the areas, and you find a relatively unoccupied place.
Relatively?
Relatively. There's a few beggars and shady characters around the area, but the building you enter is empty.
So I'm gonna see if my snake can't
I like where this is going already.
burrow through the ground.
The snake can burrow through the ground. Yeah.
Yeah. And dig us a tunnel.
So with that it's not removing any of the dirt and building a true tunnel. It's kind of just like pushing itself through the ground. Like a lot of dirt will fall back into place because it's sand.
Can I hold on to it while it does that and it just pulls me through? Come on.
From where you're at, you won't have enough constitution to make it there holding your breath.
Okay, what if I go up to the wall then? In one of the like shadowy
Yeah.
parts.
I guess I will allow you to get in that way, but just you. Your
She is
party,
small.
Come
Yeah.
on.
your party members can't follow.
Okay, so Andariel has a way in. I have a way in.
So we all have to get our own creative ways in. Like, this is very an Undarial thing that I did. This is a very ish thing. Like, come on.
Acrobatics. What are you trying to like vault over
Yeah.
the wall?
That's a very Zap thing.
Although,
Yeah.
I tried
Has
to
to
I tried
bluff
to
his
climb
way
an
in.
entire freaking tightrope. You never know. You
Uh,
said it can be scaled.
So no, you're turning
Yeah,
your life
using
into a grappling
athletics.
hook.
using athletics. Oh, even better.
Right?
Is there guards posted inside? Like, could I see through the doors? Or
Yeah.
anything?
So at the gates, there's guards on the inside and outside.
Set the gates, though.
Mm-hmm.
Am I noticing anything while just my leisurely ride through town?
If I were to take my
No, yeah, you're good. What was that, Zep? I can answer that in a second.
if I were to take my time prepping to be as stealthy as possible, would I be able to get through there?
Through the gate?
Potentially, yeah.
No.
What if
Look,
you
there's
took
a goblin.
Andariel's first idea, which is holding onto the bottom of a cart?
If that requires strength, might be a bit harder than you think.
None of
Yeah,
us are strong.
None of you are strong characters.
Nope.
No strength on any of you.
I think it would be easier to hide on a cart, on top of a cart, or something along that line. I'm small.
Like cover yourself in a tarp or hide in a box?
Yeah.
Errol.
Alright, so it's pretty much getting to late evening and the sun is starting to dip behind the horizon. So this would be one of the times that you could probably get away with trying to scale the outside. If that's the way you want in. You can attempt to scale the outside.
I'm gonna do my snake idea.
Okay, you're gonna dig with your snake. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the only way that I can really think about doing it right now. So, is
Try
there any
fireball,
tie
Billy.
off?
My fireball. Cast fireball 100 feet away.
There's nowhere you can tie off, and you don't have the strength necessary to throw a grappling hook all the way to the top of the wall. You're gonna have to free scale it. I mean, you might
And
be able
how
to.
fall's the far? How far is the fall?
It's you have about 100 feet up. So if you fall, you're gonna take maximum fall damage from the very top.
Could you
Yeah,
potentially
no.
go slowly though, and like just take a 20 to get up?
I'm gonna say no to scaling the wall because that requires actual like active attempting to do it. And you're also under scrutiny because there are guards that patrol the outsides and pay attention-ish to the wall.
Pay attention-ish to the wall.
Yep. They just go ish. They grab your head and they push it to the wall and they go, pay attention.
That makes sense.
It's the fourth wall doing that.
Is there any carts going in? I know yes, Andariel's is, but my time around here, have I seen any carts go in?
You have seen quite a few carts go in. Yeah.
Okay. Does the guards inspect the carts?
They do. Yeah.
Do?
They take the ledger with goods on it and they kind of just look it over. I mean, they're not
Is it
really.
about as good? Is it about as good as like Costco does when you're leaving with the cart?
Yeah. Pretty much. They just make sure that you have everything that you've said you have, and then they kind of just look around. If you're like acting nervous, they're gonna do a little more investigating to it, but it's more like they're just making sure everything's there, and you're not trying to walk in with either too much or too little.
Okay. That would be 30. You said there's an entrance over here, right?
Yes, there is an entrance on the far side.
And if I were to go over there, I'd see the. Are these carts in any way covered or just
Nope.
wide open?
Just wide open.
Fuck.
So, Zap, are you planning on scaling?
Do boots of Elvenkind help me here at all?
They would give you an advantage to a stealth check. That's it.
Okay, well, I'm going to try to hop a cart, if anything. I'm not going to try to scale 100 feet, then fall to my death.
Aight. You're gonna do cart hop. I like it. Go ahead and do a stealth check, because it's not very hard to figure out which carts are going for the city, and then you just have to hide on it. If you want to hide underneath, do me a strength check. If you want to hide above, do me a stealth check.
Probably hide inside the cargo if possible.
In the cargo. Oh boy. A lot of them are sealed. They're not like kept open or anything. They're all sealed for long travels over the sea. You're gonna have to like crack one open, and there's no way to do that stealthily. So you'd have to hide about the
Not
cargo.
any like tarps or anything.
Yeah, there's a few, like, you can find one that has like piles of satin or just kind of like miscellaneous things that you could attempt to cover.
I'm a
yourself
small
with.
creature. I'm pretty
blankets.
sure I can find the cubby.
Yeah. So go ahead and do me a stealth check with advantage. Okay. So, you find a cart before it makes its way inside the city, the inner part of the city. And now it is up to Garnet. Garnet, what is your plan?
Fuck. Why do I have the most difficult time?
The rest of your party just said, "Aight. Peace.
Peace.
Good luck. Let's see what you can do, fam."
He casts Fireball at his feet and it launches him 120 feet over the air, and then he lands on the wall.
He's gonna
The classic
ragdoll after
noble
killing
I know
himself.
you
If only he had
Imagine
the
if it was
spell
like-
fly.
Imagine I
Oh,
was playing the
man.
Arakaga
Oh.
right now. I just carry everyone up on top of the wall.
You don't.
You wouldn't be
understand,
able to.
Forrest.
I'll be strong. I'll be a barbarian.
You wouldn't be able to.
This is going to be very stupid, but probably in character. I'm going to go up to a guard. I'm going to go up to a main entrance.
Aight. So I will do yours first, Gameth. So
Yep.
you walk up to one of the entrances up to the city guard. One of the guards steps forward and goes, "Hail."
Should I actually wear my fancier clothes? Go like into a building or something? Quickly change.
Yeah, that's not an issue. And they
Change in front of an old lady drinking soup.
yeah, she just looks at you and goes, "I hear you, rascal.
I
Trying
thought
to
you would enjoy
change-
the show.
Trying to change in front of an old lady. I hate you young bastards making fun of my ineptitude.
An aptitude to move.
Fuck you." She like pulls her wheelchair out and goes, "I'll kill you." She rolls after you. "I'll do it. I'm sick of this. Fuck you. This is the third time today. I hate you people."
It's a very damaged city.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I worked all my life and this is what I get.
Damn people fucking getting naked before me and I can't have none of it. Damn it.
I appear out of fucking thin air. What's up?
Alright, so, Gameth, you change and you approach one of the gates. The guards go, "Hail. What is your purpose here?"
I come from away and I wish to look into the library.
I see. They reach inside and they pull out a small book and they flip it open. Description's about right. Name?
Oh, fuck. Gameth.
Yeah, you're on the list. Do you have your noble documents? He reaches out his hand. He looks it over, flips a couple pages. Yep. Here you go. You're allowed inside. Head directly to the palace. The Sultan is awaiting you.
Thank you.
He nods and takes his post back. So, you enter the city, and an individual, heavily robed, standing there. Not as nearly, not every bit of him is covered. His face is open, as he's wearing, a turban style with a bunch of, the material kind of, draped over the front of him. And he goes, yes, good. The Sultan said you'd be coming through the main gate. Come. Over here, Mr. Gameth.
Just allowed him.
Yeah, I'm fucking following him, but not too happy about it, because I don't want to cause suspicion.
Your friends are being collected around the outskirts of the walls right now. He said you would all split up and attempt to get in. It's weird. You all were invited. But maybe you didn't get that message. The Sultan is waiting for the meal to start when your special guests arrive. So, next is going to be Zap.
Don't like that. I don't like that.
So, Zap, you managed to crawl into the back one of the carts. And the cart rolls up, and you manage to hide successfully on the outside. They let it pass through. But on the other side of the gate, the cart wagon driver is hailed, and another robed individual walks up and goes, I'm apologizing to you, mister. I know you have a busy schedule, but aboard your cart is one of the guests of the Sultan, and I must, get him. I know it's a bit weird, you weren't expecting anybody, but I'm gonna have to commandeer your cart for a moment. He goes, and he's
Do I hear this?
Yeah, you do. And the dude
I break out, sprint, and run.
Oh, Zap, wait, Zap. Where do you sprint to?
I don't know. Where does someplace look safe? Alleyways.
There's no alleyways. It's just open area between the entrance of the gate and the few temples that are here, the palace in the distance, and then the trial. Everything else is just flat desert ground. And there's a few garden areas here, but there's nothing exquisite. There's actual grass in certain areas. But a couple of the guards are already standing around the outside of the cart. The only really open place to go is back through the gate.
Damn. You said guests?
Yes. Zap. The Sultan's awaiting you, and so are your friends. You have been invited to the Sultan's celebratory dinner tonight. Yeah, I mean, he's here to get you. He knows you by name.
Don't lie to me.
Who are you?
I mean, you don't have to. If you don't want to come to the dinner, you can leave. Nobody's forcing you to come, but the Sultan has invited you personally, and he would take insult if you didn't show up.
Oh, the Sultan. Okay, well, I can't insult him. Let's go.
Thank you. So, Ish.
Oh, royalty? Sure.
As you dig out of the ground, as your snake has managed to burrow itself under the wall, you come up, coughing up a little bit of sand as you finally can breathe. As you look around, there's a few heavily armored individuals with their arms crossed, and a couple of them are just standing there looking confused as the priest walks up and goes, I don't mean to alarm you, but there is an easier way than going underneath the wall.
Ah, yes, over the wall. I start climbing the wall over
Wait,
to
wait,
the other side.
Wait, Captain Ish, if I have this correctly, you are one of the special guests of the Sultan, and I'm just here to pick you up. He said you would be coming underneath the wall as your eccentricities. I assume you came from the Underdark? Kind of looking kind of concerned, confused, kind of just like, why the hell am I here picking up a lizard who just dug out of the ground?
You have Underdark in your city?
Everywhere has Underdark, I thought.
I mean, I guess.
Well, would you like to not climb the wall and instead come to the Sultan's dinner?
Yes.
Ah,
Sure.
well then I am here to escort you. Please, ignore the guards.
I thought you were here to pick me up.
I
hold my arms out.
Up.
he motions to one of the guards and goes, please pick up our guest. One of the guards like sighs and goes, as you command. And he picks you up and like holds you kind of awkwardly. He's in like half plate armor and he's like fucking like as he walks through the sand. Finally is going to be Andariel. Andariel, your cart begins to roll up and everything's checked out and it begins to roll through the gates. And as you get to the other side of the gate, the same thing happens. The cart is stopped by one of the robed figures, and he goes, excuse me, but I must stop your cart. We have a guest who decided to ride about on your cart, and we must pick him up. Andariel. Andariel.
See me.
No, he can't see you. Andariel, would you please drop the magic that you have about you, so that I might escort you to the palace? The Sultan is waiting.
I position myself very seductively, like leaning on the side. I got my arm on the side of the cart and be like,
You take off your clothes.
Yeah, hurry up and like undress while invisible and then be like, yeah. So do you drop the invisibility?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Apologies. You will be on your way to deliver these goods without moments more haste. But, Andariel, I'm here to escort you to the palace. The Sultan is awaiting your arrival, and so are your friends.
We were invited to this shit?
Yes, you were supposed to have received the invite while you were still within Terumai. I believed that was the direct instructions, but then again, I am just the middleman. I must apologize, as I have just been sent here by the Sultan to pick you up and to bring you back to the palace.
Oh, good enough for me. Let's go.
Good. Please, follow me, and ignore the guards. They're just here just in case some trouble.
What, you think I would just murder you? I snap his neck.
I snap it! Ah! No, but we've had some disturbing reports of recent. Apologies, my good sir. You may continue about your business. And the cart driver's just gonna look like completely confused that this dude just like appeared out of nowhere in the back of his cart and was just like, sup.
Wait, so he was carrying food, right?
Effectively appeared.
A few other things, just like food, salted meats, and stuff like that. Wine.
Can I steal some salted meat?
You'd have to crack one of the crates open, and that's gonna take quite a bit of effort.
Oh, fine.
Alright, so each of you guys are escorted to the palace, and you will all arrive roughly within about the same amount of time, within about a minute or two of each other. And you all are dropped off here with your escorts. The guards kind of just take their leave. They're not too worried about you being here. They were just told to escort the priests. And now that the priests have brought you here to the palace, they take their leave.
What are the priests wearing? Any kind of symbols?
They have a strange, like, swirling symbol made out of silver on their chest, and in the middle of the swirling symbol is a ruby. And that's about the only religious regalia that you see them have. They do have red streaks throughout their robes, but they're mainly white and gold.
Okay.
Outside, so as you guys arrive at the front gate, all of you have actually arrived. The priests are going to go, please, just a moment longer. The head priest will be here to escort you directly into the dining hall. Do you have any questions? I see you all have come prepared. Of course, the noble and captain and the bard and Zap. We don't really know your title, but they have spoken highly of you. Skilled adventurers.
They who?
The Sultan and his retinue of individuals. A few other adventurers that helped you deal with the trial over in Tirumai.
Don't like this.
Ooh, internet cut out for 2 hours. That's rough. Well, hopefully you can get caught up. Enjoy. They're currently sitting outside of the palace of Alucall, personally invited by the Sultan of Alucall. And they don't know how they got here. They don't know why they're here. They've just been invited. They all snuck into the inner part of the city.
I mean, I didn't.
Yeah, you just walked up and was just like, "Hey, I'm here," and they were like, "Cool, fantastic." They have to now like go back and like make sure that hole isn't permanent, so other people could sneak into the city. So shortly after you guys are brought there, another priest, a little less kind of decked out in regalia with more red than white and gold, exits the inner sanctum of the palace, and he goes, our special guests have arrived from Tirumai. I hope each of you found your way here with no difficulties.
Why are all your accents like slightly Irish?
I don't know.
Hey!
That's just the accent that I've chosen for the day.
They're all dwarves.
Yeah.
I found it pretty easy, but the rest of my party chose unconventional methods.
The Sultan said that would be the case, but it seems that you've made here with no difficulties at all. The Sultan is awaiting you in the dining hall, and he has refused to start the frivolities, the party, without you.
I like parties.
Well, we have plenty of alcohol and food awaiting you.
Alcohol.
Blankets?
Yes, blankets if you want. Come, enter, and I will escort you. As the priest,
I like this place.
the other four priests take their leave of you guys, and this one is going to escort you in. He basically starts escorting you through the palace into a very large dining hall-like area with a long table down the middle of it. Ish doesn't want alcohol. No, blankets. That is what Ish wants.
Mm-hmm.
So,
blankets and food.
Ish want blankets. Yes.
And drugs.
And drugs.
He likes drugs.
So should have stole that meth. I mean cocaine. I mean, what is it called? Skooma?
Moon sugar.
Moon sugar.
Skooma.
Moon spice. Alright, so you guys are brought in, and the priest stops at the entryway and be like, your seats are directly to the right of the Sultan. You will be sitting across from the Sultan of Tirumai and the private mercenaries that has been hired that have helped you. The Sultan awaits your presence. Please, make haste.
Right. Is that port or starboard?
Looks at you, not understanding the terms. That way. And he points towards the starboard side, which would be your starboard.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. So what would you guys like to do? You just walk over and take your seats?
I'll walk the complete opposite direction and take anybody else's seats.
Right?
1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Alcohol.
Alcohol. I want them alcohols.
I feel like we have to do this. I will... Is the Sultan of Alucall already sitting down?
Yeah, he's sitting at the head of the table. A very exquisitely dressed man with a large, kind of handlebar mustache with a large beard going down. He looks younger than the Sultan of Terramai, but definitely older than Prince Jolik. I mean, he's dressed in really heavy robes. They kind of look like he'd be like a mage of sorts. But he doesn't give off the atmosphere of a spellcaster.
Okay.
But he's really I mean, he's not the most dressed person in here. He for a sultan, one, you know, who runs a city like this, you would imagine that he'd be like the most exquisite, like has to outperform everybody, but he's just kind of comfortable. And he sits there and he's like has no issues. He's just kind of sitting there relaxing. He's speaking with a couple guests to his left and the Sultan of Terramai. And there's a few people kind of just down the table that are kind of just sitting there patiently waiting for him to start the dinner and the party and shit like that. And he takes notice of you guys and he goes, "Ah, the special guests have arrived. Good. It is about time. I didn't expect you to be so late. But then again, adventurers do what adventurers do."
I mean, it's only been a day. Like, he didn't know we're gonna instantly get here.
Does he though?
Probably did.
Does he?
He's.
Each of
I
your
have
seats
a-
are here, and of course, for Ish, I have made sure that a special cushion has been placed there for you, and a special present underneath the chair. Keep you entertained, hopefully.
I'm gonna look at it. Okay.
Yeah, you can see a small bundle of like cloths underneath the table that look like blankets.
I'm gonna.
And drugs.
No,
Are they under the
No.
table?
No, they're underneath the chair that he's pointed out for you.
I'm going to take the cushion and bring it underneath the chair with the blankets and just curl up underneath the chair.
He kind of just shrugs and goes, "Of course, Garnet, your seat directly to my right here."
I thank you, and I would also like to present the Sultan a crafted statue of a kraken,
Well, thank you.
because I have learned it is always nice to be presented with a gift.
Well, you are representatives of Jolum, and you are hand-picked representatives by the prince. He should be arriving tomorrow, after I take on the trial, of course. And I have been instructed to keep you here as envoys. Of course, I have no problem with that, as you have done such a great job assisting the Sultan of Terramai, motioning over to the Sultan, accomplishing his trial, of course. The gift is appreciated, and he's going to take it and look it over and be like, what strange details. Made out of pearl from a deep-sea trench. Nice. I just know where to put this. And he reaches over and he's like, "Please, my personal trophy case, if you would." And he looks over and he goes, "The rest of you, please, take your seat. My apologies. I did wait for everyone to start their meal until the special guests have arrived, as I like everyone to be on the same level when we start the meal, and everything should be more than well done." And he motions, "Y'all can start now. The guests have arrived." And everybody finally cheers and goes, "Yes!" And they like start, actually talking and eating. And he goes, "Perfect. Well, I'm sure you have lots of questions."
I to be honest, I really can't think of anything because it's all freaking me out, and I don't want to.
You're just like,
Don't
Wait.
arouse suspicion.
So how'd you know we would be here so soon?
I have my ways, and a little bit of divination magic goes a long way. When you're a sultan who runs a city like this, and especially when a monumental event occurs, such as the trials, you tend to want to use any
Monument.
resources at your hand. Yes.
Does it just have like Reza like kidnapped or something?
No. No. Reza's not the only one with the ability to peer into the future.
Yes, she is.
Yes,
She
we
has to-
have the only one.
It's the bird.
Well.
Oh, the bird.
It's
Fucking
the bird.
Tribor bird.
Alright, so I'm gonna let you guys kind of let this sink in. I kind of just got you into fucking right hook, left hook, like out of nowhere. So I could do one thing for you guys today. We've been at this for about 3 hours. Do you guys feel comfortable like you could continue doing an RP here? Because this is a bit of RP before I toss you into a Coliseum. Spoiler alert. So
It's gonna go down no matter what we do.
I'm sure you guys would like to actually ask questions because this situation here, he's willing to answer your guys' questions. So if you guys want to, kind of like stir on this and kind of like sit on it and kind of think about what you guys would like to say, I can kind of end the session here and kind of give you guys some time to kind of let this all sink in.
I like that one.
I would personally like to go for a bit more because I'm going to be gone next week, remember?
That's true.
If we start off at the Coliseum from 2 weeks, we won't forget to ask questions. That's where I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Now, if everybody else is.
So that's one for like to sit on it. All the other ones like let's get through it. What about the?
I want to sit on it.
You want to sit on it. Alright. Ish.
We can sit on it.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, sorry, Bailey. You've been outvoted here.
Yeah.
The rest of the party wants to kind of sit on this information. We're gonna pick back up with the kind of party and the general gist and the kind of evil villain monologue kind of thing. So, everybody, sorry for just a roleplay session. There was supposed to be a little bit of combat towards the end, but this session's going to be a little bit of RP because it's just a bunch of shit's just sprung on the characters. They don't know why they're here. They don't know
He doesn't
how
seem
this...
like a bad guy. He seems good.
He's like personally invited them. He's had people waiting on them. He's invited them to dinner. He's just kind of like, well, hey, look at this. And so it's a lot of fucking information all at once. So
it's a flex of power.
It 100% is a flex of power. So, we're going to go ahead and sit on this. Does anybody have any questions, comments, and concerns?
Concerns. Are we going to die?
Yeah.
When we eat the food, are we going to die?
No. No, he's not trying to kill you. He doesn't want
to.
How much
liquor did they give us? Give me. How much liquor did they give me?
I mean, they'll just refill your cup with wine or whatever you ask for every time you down it.
Good.
I don't like this.
So, well, the thing is, if you guys want to do another short session tomorrow, we could. We can meet up tomorrow if you guys have the time and let you sit on it overnight, like, right? And then we can come back to this tomorrow and finish the RP and then the little bit of combat that I had planned. Of course, it'll kind of split the episode in half for YouTube, but I don't really mind if that's what you guys want to do. That way we can get you to a place that isn't kind of awkward to sit on for like an extra week. Because I know we skipped last week's because everyone was sick and tired and not able to show up. And then we'll be skipping this following week because family and school being over and taking a break kind of thing.
It's fine for me. I can do another session.
Okay, another session tomorrow. Everyone feeling it?
Sure.
Yeah, I could do a small session tomorrow.
Perfect. It'll only be like an hour or two, maybe not even an hour. But it'll just be a nice little short session to kind of add to this. So, for everybody who's going to be watching this later, or on YouTube, we're going to be ending it here, letting the players kind of sit a little bit on a lot of this information, kind of like get their minds wrapped around what might be happening. And we'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. So, John, thank you for showing up. Thank you for all my players who continue to sit in on every session and bump the numbers up. As for everybody else who's watching this, I know there's a few of you on YouTube that are actually catching this. If you ever have the time to just hop in and shoot me a message on Twitch, or you message me on YouTube and have questions, feel free to message me. The goal is to kind of get this interesting enough for you guys to watch. Hopefully I'm keeping it interesting, but for now, we're going to be ending the session. But before we do, are there any alignment shifts or inspirations that we need to be handing out to anybody for this session?
I think Gondariel
We-
did pretty good with the invisibility in the cart.
Okay.
We all did like very correct things.
Yeah, on
Us
character.
things.
I want to agree with that. I like that each of your guys' like approaches to getting into the center area. Now, mind you, I wasn't expecting you to to take the effort to get into the center. I was kind of expecting you to go back to the inn, and that's where I was gonna pick you up. But I like to just let's break in. Let's do it that way.
We all have the same idea of let's get into this trial before someone else.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I'm gonna give everybody an inspiration who doesn't have one.
I think we already
Oh,
all
yay.
have one, do we not?
No, there are. a
I
few
didn't have
people-
one.
I already have.
Yeah, so you guys need to start using your inspirations more. Like, come
We're
on.
not using on this one.
We only got it like last session, didn't
That
we?
that might be true. You also
did.
got a couple inspirations last session.
Yeah,
Do you
I
think
think
there's
we only.
Do you think there's any alignment shifts that need to happen? Anyone towards chaotic, lawful, neutral, fucking evil?
If I did
good?
break into the jerky, yes.
Okay, well, does anybody in chat think does anyone deserve anything? Any shifts?
I think Bailey deserves an alignment change for disturbing that poor old lady with his nudity.
that poor old lady, man. You monster.
Oh no! How dare I give an old lady a show that she might never ever get again?
Right? She's seen it 3
What if
times
she's
that day.
lesbian?
Yeah, like come on, man. You fucking
You ain't
faulted
hot
that.
shit.
She ever? I mean, I am technically.
Yes, I'm gonna be rating Dungeons or Dragons at the Dining Room. If they stream every Saturday, so I'm gonna be rating them.
Like, I don't think this old lady has ever seen a Genasi before.
No, but
Like,
the old lady's crippled. She doesn't want to see anything that she can't have. I don't think they are live right now. I will double check. Let's see. Let's go raid channel. They are.
grab my lunch
Dragons in
really
the Dining Room have 0, but they are streaming Outriders, is what it seems. So
I'll
they're
be
not,
back.
they're not doing D&D. We'll see. Let's see if there's any other like small D&D streams that would like some a couple like burst in views. But as for the rest of you, while I get this figured out towards the end of the stream, I'm going to say goodbye here so that this doesn't have to be on the YouTube stream. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. If you're watching, feel free to shout out. I know that the players would like to hear from y'all, but until next time,